And hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, everybody. Hope this is working. Oh, do I have? Yeah, I'm hoping this is working and everything is wonderful. Let us know in the chat if everything's wonderful. We are using a brand new service. I'll say right off the bat. So if there are other new problems, then let us know. If the sounds of things are not the best, all that kind of stuff, and we'll try to adjust as we go. We're hoping that this new service though solves the videos and blinking on us all the time. So we think we figured out what the problem was there. It was that I was destroying my computer.
Quite literally.
Running at over 100% CPU usage the entire stream.
Yeah.
And that was So anyhow, enough of that. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Worst Intentions. This is an Elite Dangerous role-playing game. And with me, I have my wonderful players. I have Boris Pravasham playing.
Oh, hi. Yeah, hi, it's me. I'm playing Gabriel.
Oh, okay. I thought you were playing Hi, It's Me.
Oh.
You're bad. You're such a bloody bad.
Yes, I am. And then we have Lyric playing.
Hi. I'm playing Jenya.
Super sneaky Jenya, right?
Yeah. Very sneaky.
All right. And then we've got the drunk, the only, the Spider-Man playing.
Well, not only, but Henry Kincaid. That's who I'm playing.
Yes. And last, and certainly least, we have Killer Apple playing.
I've actually changed my character to Cum Muffin from last time. I'm new playing as the dog.
You timed that perfectly.
Yes, thank you. No, I'm playing as Ed Foster, combat pilot.
All right, Ed Foster, combat pilot. Yes.
Hell yeah.
So we don't have a beautiful previously this time, because not only was my computer being a stupid head last time, but Apple's computer was also being a stupid head. So previously on The Worst of Intentions. Oh wait, Boris, you're supposed to say that.
Yeah,
Deep voice.
Previously on The Worst Intentions.
Excellent. So far, yes, we've had our 4 recently promoted detectives. They were woken up early in the morning. They were brought into the into the police station, and their captain laid out to them that there was a ship called the Aurora, a Type 6 transport that was floating dead in space. At least that's what the report said. A good citizen noticed a distress signal, found this ship floating in space, and reported it. The captain realized that this ship, the Aurora, is a ship that was once registered to a company that doesn't exist anymore. 10 years ago, a company called Swan Pharmaceuticals went under, and it may have had links to an illicit drug operation. Sister company known as Black Swan. So our detectives took the case, grabbed some gear, jumped in their spaceships, flew out into the darkness of the void that we call space, and found along the way a poor captain, a commander by the name of Commander Ackerman, or a commander by the name of Ackerman. His first name is it's Commander Ackerman, and he was in dire straits, being attacked by pirates. Our 4 detectives dropped in on his location. Mr. Kincaid showing up just a little bit late, and they managed to save him before he was destroyed, take out all of the pirates, and then call in back to the police station to get him some aid, to bring him in and get repaired, and have his life not end that particular moment. They then continued on to find the Aurora spacecraft, where it was floating in space, but not quite as dead as we thought. There were lights on inside. And they daisy-chained, slowly, one by one, connecting all their ships together to the docking port at the front of the ship, then entered said ship, found a bunch of stuff just floating around in space, rooms disheveled, torn apart, writing on the walls in blood, and opened a door, walked out into the corridor, and then were attacked by 3 goons firing a bunch of weapons at them. Slowly after that, a giant cyber dog also charged out of the room, attacking them, and a man carrying a control device, laughing his head off.
Hold on.
Eventually, the four of them. What?
What? You missed out a quite crucial part about
Oh,
the
what did I miss?
cyber dog. I think. Its name.
Muffin.
What?
His name
Yeah.
is Muffin.
Yeah, come Muffin.
His name was Muffin.
I remember distinctly come Muffin, but you know.
Yes, you're right. One of these brutes looked into the room and said, "Come, comma, Muffin."
I don't remember that. Come on, Muffin.
I think comment out loud is kind of weird. I don't remember someone saying
You dispatched the five of them and managed to take control of the dog. And we begin our session with the four of you standing over the corpses of these bodies that are actually kind of floating around in corridors and in the rooms because you guys are in zero gravity. We had people running around on the walls as well last time. I believe that was Boris's character.
Yeah, I'm currently like in the process of hurtling towards that door.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right. I
I'm not
forgot about that.
stationary. We stopped while I was moving.
All right. So why don't we start with that? I'm gonna hopefully everything goes well, and I'm gonna see if I can switch over to the map scene, so that you can all see what he's talking about. But at the end of the last session, we had all four of our detectives in the places that they're currently located. We have all of the dead people where they are located. There is some stuff like laying around on the floors, and we have a Gabriel Baxter, who has the green background there, is currently floating through space, attempting to was attempting to bash the lady in yellow there, and I believe, was it Ed? Did you actually kill her at the end? I can't
I
remember.
really killed her. Like
That's right, you really killed her.
Distressingly, worryingly killed her.
Yeah. So I didn't put an X on this person. So there we go. The X is on the person now. Yes. So Baxter flying in through the corridor, hoping to smash into this lady, or actually, I think, shoot her with all of your guns as you were flying in, and then hoping to stop gracefully.
Yeah.
So as you go floating through the room, you now have a person who is kind of standing connected to the ground, doing the wobbly thing, which you need to try and avoid because they're zero G, right? They didn't fall; they're just kind of like doing that wobbly. There is a door directly behind her that is currently closed. You do not know if, when you get close enough, it will open or not. So I would like you to roll me an athletics check right off the bat.
Okay.
wow,
That could have
the music
done
was
well.
perfect. Holy crap.
This isn't pre-recorded. I
Anubis,
swear.
this has got so much better. Holy crap, the quality is insane. Monologues
that
that
extra
line up
CPU.
with music. That's something else.
I wish I had been prepared for that, and then I would have had it rolled already. There we go. There's a roll. Athletics.
All right. So, okay, an 8. Just for anybody watching that doesn't know, this is a game played entirely with D10s. So obviously the highest roll is a 10, and then you add your bonuses to that. So an 8 is a pretty decent number to roll. You are floating through space, and you try to avoid this lady. You manage to get around her just so that you don't crash into her and get totally torn out more. And then you manage to, you don't land perfectly with your feet click onto the wall this time, but you do manage to get your hand out and kind of like stop yourself, and then you can grab onto the lady. So you're kind of like, bouncing a little bit in space there as you're trying to kind of like stabilize yourself. It doesn't take you too much time, and eventually you kind of like push yourself down, your feet click onto the ground, and you're fine.
So the door is closed and stays closed. Stays closed.
Yes, the door stays closed. And now thinking about it after the fact, it probably makes sense since there was a person standing there before and it didn't open. But
Yeah.
all right, so yes, you guys have taken care of these particular assailants, and you are now standing within this room. I totally forgot to get my notes. Just a second.
Oh. Oh wow!
How are your ass cheeks, Ed?
My ass cheeks are in desperate need of attention. Like, as soon as you've got a moment, I need you to stick something in my ass to stop them bleeding, because there's 2 gaping holes on where my ass used to be. So
Just a couple of corks, large corks.
One more than normal.
You're the doctor, like so if you think that'll work for us, if you think you can just cork up my ass, yeah.
Oh my goodness! I don't know why I'm surprised. I really don't.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you're surprised at this point. Like,
I'm surprised that I'm not surprised. So,
yes, my brain isn't capable of thinking that hard.
Sorry, I meant to say I'm surprised that I'm not surprised that I'm surprised. That's what I meant to say.
Oh, that makes. Oh, okay, I've got it now.
Is that better?
No, but thank you.
All right, so if I could actually click on the right thing, there we go. So yes, you guys are in on the main deck of this ship. You've come down in through the upper hatches above you. At the moment, you don't hear anything else around you. You don't hear any other noises. There's nobody else that you've run into at this point. You are free to start exploring around the ship. To give you guys a quick reminder, you were tasked in finding the ship, which you've now done, and then investigating the ship. You're trying to discover why it's here, what's going on, any information you can get to report back to your captain as to why it's here and where's it been.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go into this room because it's where everyone else is. See what they're doing.
Yeah, I'll also.
Oh
wow!
This room is filled with. Actually, you know, why don't we? Yeah. So you guys are looking around. Everybody, give me just a straight up. I think it's what, perception.
Perception. Yeah.
Perception. Right.
Got an 8.
Oh.
Oh.
I rolled a 1. So did Boris. 1 club.
1 club. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, between the 4 of you, with Lyric, what do we see here? With Lyric, the most perceptive of you at the moment, you guys start to browse around, and you find there's a bunch of crates in this room, and in these crates, you find a whole bunch of like puppy treats. You find like a bunch of food crates. You find this kennel. So there's this, I think if I click, there you go. This thing right here, that is a kennel. But it's a weird kennel. It's a recharge station kennel. So you feel that that's where
the robot dog lives.
It was probably, yeah. It was probably set up, recharging all of his cybernetic bits. There's a little tiny miniature tool shop over here on the side. And Jenya, you, as you start messing or start looking through things a little bit closer than everybody else, you do find one of the crates that seems to be holding a bunch of little bags of what looks like a blue powder inside of them.
Ooh.
They were hidden underneath a bunch of the food stuff, but you search around and you see like a bunch of little bags, like Ziploc bag styles, with a bunch of each containing blue powder.
Ooh,
sniff it,
guys.
Go in there first.
Just bury your head in there, see what it is. Just give it a good old sniff.
That's all this blue powder. Does anyone know what this is? I'll pull a bag out to show everyone. One of the little
you show this to everybody.
What do we think this is?
I'd imagine it's just blue flour. I'm sure it's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody? So actually, I'll say Baxter, you can give me a medicine check, and anybody that has higher than a level 1 bonus in science, you can give me a roll.
Oh, that's me too.
Oh, well, there you go.
Do 2.
You can do 2.
Okay. I've checked it twice and got exactly the same thing.
All right. So yeah, you take a quick look at it, and you're not exactly sure what this is, but it does look familiar to you. maybe if you got it back to your ship, you guys do have like chemical analysis stations set up on your ships as well, because you are part of the narcotics department. So maybe you can analyze it there and get a little bit more information. But as you look at it, you're like, this reminds me of something. Can't quite place it. and you don't think it's good. Like,
I wanted to point out Boris has rolled 4 times so far today and has rolled 3 ones out of those 4 rolls.
You're doing really well. Your luck is bound to change.
Yeah, with my luck today, should I now patch up Ed? Is this a good time?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, actually, that is a good point. Some of you guys are actually quite hurt.
Yeah.
I don't think I've taken any damage.
Yeah, I think I only...
All right. Yeah, okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, like my legs are just about on, as the bits that hold it together are just... My arse cheeks have been blown off, remember? They're gone.
It's a good thing it's 0G and you're able to still scrabble around.
Yeah.
Actually, when it comes to like healing and zero gravity, that is actually a lot worse for you, because your blood can't clot.
Right.
Oh. Okay. So you're just leaving a trail behind you, and you've almost got no blood.
Almost certainly dead. Like, I've just been pouring blood out my arse cheeks.
But luckily, you do have a medic who is carrying his medical kit. He is still in a big burly spacesuit, but he can attempt to, pull out the Medifoam and all that kind of stuff and stop the bleeding.
Cork me up, Baxter.
Cork you up. Yep, that's right. Try and help you out a little bit.
Medical grade corks.
Yes.
Medical grade corks. There you go.
Okay, so how do I foam him up?
Oh, foaming.
So you are going to make a medicine check.
All right. I've done that. I've rolled a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's a bit of a relief.
Yes, that's right.
When it's a delicate subject like my arse.
All right. I just need to quickly find one thing here. Okay, so personal. Okay, so where is? I believe so. You are allowed to try and attempt. You can attempt a medicine check on somebody once every 6 hours. So sadly, you're not going to be able to do this again for a little while. I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, being stabilized. Okay, recovery and endurance. So character recovers. Oh no, that's not what I want. You can tend to yourself or others with a. So if you have a med pack on you, I would say that the medic would have a med pack on him. So treatment takes 10 minutes and recovers the number of endurance points equal to the person's med skill plus the roll. So whatever you rolled for your medicine, did you just rolled the medicine check?
Yeah.
8. So you get 8 endurance back there.
Thank you for the preparing of my arse.
Yeah, so you get 8 points of endurance back, and you are no longer bleeding out. Like he's stopped the bleeding. He's done all the proper things. Yes, and you seem to be doing a lot better at the moment. So I don't know what's your health at now. Out of
15, which is not
15.
much.
Better. It's better than what you were.
It was, yeah, it's much better than what I was, but I mean, pretty much anything at that point would have helped. But yeah, no, I'm a bit happy with that.
Work it up. Nice. All right. All right. So you have done a little bit of healing. So Boris, if you would like, you are free to give medical attention to all of your compatriots. You can do it to each person once every 6 hours.
This guy needs healing.
Right, you need some. So I'll do another one.
Oh,
wow.
13.
13. That's a good one.
So what does that mean?
That means that, was it Henry that just got that? He gets 13 points of healing.
Oh, 13. Okay.
And then, I don't know, Jenny, do you need anything? Or are you fine?
I'm
My
good.
dog
So
is healing.
Nobody could deal with your squad.
Oh, yeah. And so if I heal myself, can I get more endurance than what I started with? Every 6 hours, just give myself a buff.
Yeah, you only go to max, sadly. So if you feel that it might be a waste at this point to do it, then you maybe want to hold on to it so that you can do it later if you need it.
Yeah, I haven't taken any damage. Can I heal the dog? Or do we need like a combination of...
You will need a combination on this. So at this point, what I'll do is, exactly. We'll have Henry roll me a cyber check, and we'll have Baxter roll us a medicine check. And between the two of you, we'll see how much healing you can give the dog.
There we go. 5 and an 8.
5 and an 8? Okay. So yeah, between the two of you guys, and again, this is going to be like kind of like a once off thing that you can do once every 6 hours. So that would be what? 13? So he gets 13 points of healing.
Cool.
So you should actually all have control of the dog now, I think. So if you should all be able to click on him and see his health and everything and move him around. But we're going to say that whoever is actually holding the control mechanism, so you can just decide, yep, that works. We'll have Henry hold it then.
I killed the guy and took it out of his cold, dead hands. So.
That's right. So yeah, whoever is actually holding that is the one that can issue the dog commands. The dog will have its own initiative and will have its own turn, but whoever is holding the control is the one that gives him the orders. And the way that he works, just so you know, is you give him an order and he will continue to do that until you tell him to do something else. Just to be aware.
Right. So if you tell him to run down the corridor, he could just be running forever.
Yep.
Running into a wall in a video game, just still walking.
Yep. All right. Yeah. So you've taken the time.
I might give the controller to Ed because he's not doing too good. So it might come in handy for him to be able to still engage in some combat if it does happen again, without having to run in with a knife and stab people in the the eye.
Yeah, well.
Instead, you can send the dog and eat out their poles.
Yeah.
I want him to sit on the dog.
Can I ride the dog?
His mightier mount.
Can I ride the dog? It's cybernetic. Surely it can take it.
Nice.
Oh.
He's a little too small for that. He's a beefy dog, but you if you would like to try.
What kind of dog is he?
It's like a little Jack Russell.
No, I would say he's more like German Shepherd size, right?
Okay.
And he is like bigger. Like he looks bigger than that, just because of all of the gear and cybernetics on him.
Yeah.
But like and he would be strong. He might be able to carry you, but I don't know. It probably looked like like
I'd ride him into battle. That would be nice. Pointed out.
You'd have to hold your legs up or send them out to the sides.
Yeah, I could use them like kicking as I go, left and right. It'd be perfect.
Yeah. I'm having this image in my head of something, and I can't figure out what it is. A big person riding a small pony.
Oh, right.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where this reference in my head is coming from. But anyhow, yes. So yeah, you've looked around this room and you found this this blue stuff. You've healed each other up, and as you go around, this definitely looks like this place. So there's a bunch of like bedrolls and things in here. There's a whole bunch of crates of food. A bunch of crates. Like you feel that these 3 or four and the dog, you feel like they were bunking in here. Seems weird, but like this thing was just floating in space. There's minimal power. The engine room, like the FSD is broken, as you guys found out last time, and looks like they've just been like chilling in this room. You found this blue powder. You also notice, especially Gabriel, as you kind of like look over the bodies. Actually, I should say that is the thing you can do in this game. If you want, you can search their corpses and see if you find anything as well.
Absolutely.
But just as you look at them, Gabriel, roll me another medicine check. Like just as you're kind of like looking at these people.
Okay. There you go.
Oh, very nice. It's a 10 total. You realize that they look like, that's a weird song. Let's go there. So you look them over and you realize that like in their like on their necks and up the sides of their faces and down their arms, Their veins are like really they're protruding a bit. They're very blue, and they kind of like spider out, like there is some kind of like infection maybe, or something weird going on with them. You also notice that their eyes are like massively bloodshot. They're like all red and veiny. Their teeth, as you look at it's just they're kind of like grayed a bit, and their whole body is just really odd looking. Like you feel like they've something chemical, maybe they've ingested something. They've done something to themselves, and it looks quite disturbing.
I'm glad I'm in my spacesuit so I don't catch whatever they've got. I assume they've been doing this blue powder stuff, but just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Are we going to explore more of the ship orders?
Oh, right. You were going to check their bodies, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, like as you guys search them over, you do discover what they were carrying and all of their gear and stuff. So you're free to grab at any of these things if you would like. Obviously, the weapons that they've dropped and stuff, but I'll just go over it real quick here for you. If I could find the right sheet. Here we go. So they are carrying, so there's a laser pistol. One of them was carrying a submachine gun. So the big guy that never actually attacked, the guy with the controller, he's actually carrying a submachine gun. So that is a kinetic weapon that does some serious burst damage for anybody that likes those types of things. There is the assault beamer that you guys find, right? Which was the thing that, yeah. So you've got that bad boy.
Me.
The guy with the cyber claw that was attacking everybody, he never used it, but he also has an auto pistol attached to his side, and it looks strange. It's different. It's not a standard issued auto pistol. It looks like it's been like either a variant or it's been modified in a way. Anybody that's got like a decent kinetic skill or security.
Security.
What's security under?
That would be under your espionage, I believe.
I've got 32 and 3 for kinetic weapons. I've been told that in my bio that's what I'm good at.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So go for it with your 3 bonus.
What do I do?
Sorry, what are you rolling for again? Security?
Well, no. What am I? Are we just looking at it, trying to work out what it is?
Yeah, you're trying to figure out exactly what it is. So like roll a d10 and add your bonus. So d10 plus 3, or click
for kinetic weapons or for security.
Whichever one is better.
Security.
Yes, you can.
All right. Well, I've rolled kinetic.
11.
An 11, and Boris got a 5. So, yeah, Jenya, you look at this, and you've seen one of these weapons before from your past. This is a model of a auto pistol that is a NG75 auto pistol. It is the preference of people that have little respect for life and a need for lots of bullets to fly very quickly. It is basically, it is just like an auto pistol, except for it has a higher burst damage. So it does 3d10 burst instead of, I believe, 2 is the normal. But it empties its magazine a lot faster. So basically, you fire this thing and it just unloads like its entire magazine into the enemy. So you can grab whoever wants an auto pistol that will do a whole bunch of damage real quick and then run out of its bullets. You can grab that. So there's an NG75 auto pistol, a laser pistol, an assault beamer, a submachine gun, and of course you've got Muffin already. As you look at each of these bodies, you also notice in their pockets that they've each got either about 2 or 3 smaller bags of this blue powder in their on their person.
I feel like we should take a couple of these.
Yeah.
Like we should
inhale them?
You say take, you mean use.
Take, not consume.
Yeah.
Just the weapons that were around, was there another energy weapon? I was reading instead of listening.
Oh yeah. Well, there's a laser pistol, but I imagine you've already got one of those. And then the assault beamer is a laser weapon, but I believe Mr. Kincaid currently holds that one. Yeah. So between the four of them, you found a laser pistol, an auto pistol, a crazy auto pistol, an assault beamer, a submachine gun, and then of course Muffin.
Okay.
Can I rip off that guy's cyber arm?
would you like to just rip it off and take it with you?
It might decrease the cost of, instead of buying one straight new, I can just get that one grafted
would you like
on.
to just rip it off, or would you like to try and use your cyber skill to disconnect it without taking damage? Okay. So you take a moment, roll me a cyber check to see how well you try and disconnect this. If you would like, I will let your doctor give you some medical aid as to making sure that, that you don't break it somehow by pulling it off the right spot.
Cool. That works for me.
All right, I'll get out my scalpel. Carry with me.
Oh yeah. Between the two, 9 out of 10. Yeah, between the two of you, you have no problem at all disconnecting this guy's cyber claw from his. Or you try to take the whole arm like that. So basically, the way it works is there's he's got an arm replacement, and then in the arm there is a claw that retracts in and out, right? Mm-hmm. So you can try and just take the claw part, or you can try and just take the whole arm. You can do either with those arms.
I might take the whole arm because what arm is it? Left or right?
It's his right.
Oh, I have my left replaced, so I might have to hang on to this for later.
Beautiful. So how do you plan to carry this? Are you just going to strap it to your back, or are you going to head back?
Worst case scenario, I can bludgeon someone with it, right? So,
well, so yeah, the claw, because you killed him while he was attacking, it didn't ever retract, so it's actually still out, right?
Perfect.
And it kind of goes over the hand, and it's kind of sticking out over the hand. Nice. So yeah, you could probably use it as a blunt instrument with a pointy end.
Perfect.
Very good. All right. So as the two of them are doing that, are you guys just standing around watching them grotesquely take apart this guy's arm?
I'm intensely watching too. I'm really into this.
All right, cool. I'm going to flip us back to main. All right, so now you guys are free to explore around. What would you like to do? You do have several rooms down here that you haven't explored yet. There are also ladders at the end of the hallways that lead to another level.
Oh.
And there's more. Looks like there's more rooms down the hallway too. We never really went down there.
Yeah. So actually, I guess
those microchip things.
Go back to the map for a moment, just so that people can see what you guys are looking at. So you're free. Free, move your character around as to kind of where you're going. So right down here at the end, there's a ladder that leads up. But there's also, this is the room you guys came in. So you're looking, there we go. Yeah, the room that you guys came in, you can throw the butter knife in there if you want. This was the kind of like a maintenance room that you guys came in through that connects to your ships, right? You didn't really, you did look around in here. You didn't see too much of interest in this room, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
This
is where open doors that are locked.
We're laying around. Sorry?
How do we open doors that are locked? Can we?
Oh, I need to just move the thing. So you guys walk up to these, hit the buttons, and they open. So there you go.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to move all of these so that you guys can just kind of move around and look if you want. And I don't have to do it one by one for every single room that you guys go in.
How do we look in things?
You tell me what you want to do, and then I tell you what's there.
I don't know what it is that I'm
Where
looking at.
Where have you gone?
Up the hall.
You've gone up the hallway. Guys, we got to stick together.
I already ran off after him.
So in that central room there is where he's currently got in.
Oh wait, what?
So I'm wading through all the the chips,
Oh, hey.
the computer chips that have.
Yeah, where
floated
Ed
around.
went. I don't know if so. Henry, you can go into the just where Jenny went there. There we go.
Those things that you're standing on. That's what I'm.
So yeah, there's 2 giant crates in here, some shelving, all that kind of stuff. You guys are looking through here, and there's large containers all busted open. There's thousands of computer chips that are all suspended throughout the room, all flying all over the place. This place has been gutted. Like everything, you actually get the feeling that this might have been where like a lot of the foodstuffs was being stored, which has now been all dragged down to that other room.
There's just another corridor on the other side of these.
The room up to the top, I think, on the right-hand
There's
side.
a corridor on the other side. And FYI too, like because you guys came in through this one and out through that corridor, if you'd gone through the back, like if you come down through the back one, is if you'll notice actually, where you guys are, where Gabriel is right now. So I don't know if Kincaid, you can move the.
So that's the other way in.
There we go. Yeah, this was the other way in,
okay.
and you'll notice this has doors on both sides. So there was a chance you guys could have like flanked from this side, right? But
Yeah.
sadly, you came in through the door where there was only one way out.
Is there anything in all this? I'm not sure what I'm looking
Yeah,
at.
you kind of like work your way through this room, and yeah, this is the second airlock. There's a whole bunch of crates and things in here. This place is filled with clouds of small glittering green squares. It's got more of those like this stuff has been ripped out. Like these rooms contain this one here contained looks like it was a lot of the computer chip boxes, and it looks like somebody has basically gone into these things, started ripping them open, looking for something, and has just sprayed all of the contents of these crates all over the room.
Nice.
Yeah, you do actually, as you look around in this room though too, you see on the wall another message written in blood.
Oh, of course.
And it says, "Where did you hide it, Lucius?" Question mark.
Ooh.
A little bit of
Going on a treasure
dabbling
hunt.
in the satanic rituals.
And
Lovely.
right beside that, in blood,
Oh, again.
the drawing of a little angry smiley face.
Oh, how lovely. How artistic. What a nice little touch.
Okay, so this ship was full of people that were presumably on these blue drugs. What we assume are blue drugs. We won't know until we get back to the ship. But someone had been, maybe even them, had been tearing the ship apart looking for something we don't know about and doing art.
Have we
Doing art.
abstract art? We've already got a sample of the blood from before, don't we? I'm sure we took one from the other. Did we?
I think we just we don't have a sample of it. We just know that it's blood.
Oh, yep, that's blood. I taste that.
Yeah.
It's a big irony.
What's in here?
Yeah, so yeah, you guys come into this room, and again, there's like crates scattered all around the room, spare engine parts floating in space. Actually, you realize as you look through here, who is the best engineer of the group? Is that Henry, or what would that be? That would be like repair.
Oh, not me.
I've got 40 plus 4.
4, yeah. So, Ed, the vehicle nut, you look around in here and you realize that the spare parts that are needed to fix the FSD are in this room, and they're just floating here.
Okay.
What's the FSD again?
The frame shift drive, the thing that lets you leave normal space and go to Super Cruise.
Okay. So we
It
could
looks like
potentially-
somebody took it out of its container,
Oh.
and it's now floating around in this room. It looks like it even has like some scuff marks on it. Like somebody threw it and it hit the wall and it's been bouncing around in here.
Okay.
Right.
That's odd.
So someone didn't know what it was.
Yeah, so either they're too stupid to figure it out or didn't want to fix it until they found what they were looking for.
That seems very odd. Like, why would they
Did you say there were ladders at the end of these corridors?
Yeah.
Yeah, back down the other end where you guys were. There was ladders on both sides that go up to the next level.
So how do you repair that? FSD, does he just put that stuff in his pocket and bring it with him until we find it?
Well, yeah, so there'll be a few pieces that you need. But you don't know exactly what's wrong with it, right? But you do realize that there's a bunch of spare parts in this room, and there's definitely some spare parts for FSDs. But you're not exactly sure what you need yet, so you'd have to find engineering, see what's wrong with it, and then you could come back and collect the parts you need.
Because maybe we can
like
take
we can leave
ship.
them here, and then explore the top part of the ship, and then come back down and get what
Because if we can fix the ship, we can take the ship with us.
Yeah. Good present for our captain.
Yeah. Just leave it in her office.
The whole ship?
You were curious about the Aurora, were you? Well, guess what? Here it is.
It's your new office.
Fly it in her front door. Whoosh. All right. So yes. So at this point, you can stop worrying about the map in Roll20. We're going to go theater of the mind at this point as you guys go up to the upper decks. When you go up to the upper decks, you climb up you climb up, and then you find a main hallway. And you look around, and you can easily pull up the schematics for a Type 6. And looking at that, you realize that up here, there will be the bridge, which will be directly behind, or in the center, kind of like where you come up from those. So the bridge will be right here. Down near the end will be engineering. There are a couple more. There's a cargo bay up here as well. What looks like a crew quarters off to the side, and what's marked on the map, what's marked with a gun, a room with a gun on it. So I think Kincaid probably thinks that's maybe the weapons locker.
That's my favorite room.
Yeah.
So you've got a bridge, engineering, cargo bays, crew quarters, and a weapons locker. Where would you like to go?
To the weapons locker.
Hooray!
All right. So you walk into this room, and there was somebody earlier asking if there was any good laser weapons around. So Jenya, as you come walking into this room, you see in the far side of the room a weapons, an actual locker, with a grated front that's closed and locked. And the psychedelic lights come on as you enter in here.
That just means it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Just turn it off.
Just as fast as they come on, the lights stop doing that crazy stuff. And then, you see on the far side of the room a locker closed, but you can see through it. It's grated. And it looks like there is a beautiful laser rifle in the rack.
Are you going to take it or just look at it?
Or
all right. Well, I'm gonna have a look at that.
You head up over to it. You try to open the door of the locker, and it's locked. There is a security panel with a little red light beside it.
I'll come up and hit it.
A little
We'll
red
just
light.
back
You're
and
gonna come
go
up and hit it.
I can do this, can't I? I can.
Yeah, but just
I'm a hacker. I'm a
let-
sneaky spy hacker.
Let me, Henry. Can I borrow your arm, your spare arm? Let me just hit it
You're
once
gonna
and see.
break it.
No, but it might be easy to open. I'm gonna.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna try and
All right.
open
What
it.
have I got to? What have I got to roll?
No.
Are you
What did I
gonna
roll?
let him do this?
No, I'm not.
Well, no, I've just barged my way into the room.
Oh.
All right.
I'm the
So,
doctor here.
I'm gonna say both of you roll me an athletics check. Whoever wins the athletics check can get past the other one. Gabriel, in your bulky suit,
no.
remember you get a -1 on this.
Aww. I get shoved out the way.
Oh my god, that's when he rolls his freaking 10. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So even with his negative to the athletics check, maybe it is because he's in a big bulky suit. He goes charging through, and he pushes you aside, and you're just like, what the? You weren't quite prepared for this. He comes rolling up. Henry, did you hand him the arm, or is he armless?
Yeah, I probably handed him the arm.
He's gonna use it as a blunt instrument. Are you okay with that? You took so much care to make sure that it wasn't damaged when you took it off.
True. It might hurt the resale value. I'll let him use his butter knife.
All right, I'll use my butter knife. I'm going to hit this thing with the butter knife.
So you're gonna try and pry it open with the butter knife?
Yep.
Okay,
So
roll me an attack with your butter knife.
It can't get any more blunt, so.
It's a blunt instrument.
attack butter knife. There we go.
The blade bounces harmlessly off your enemy.
In this case, your enemy is a door.
All right, I'll back
So you
out of the
poke
room.
at it, and it just kind of like it bounces off.
I did my best, but now it's your turn.
Right,
Try.
so you're finished?
Yeah, you probably won't be able to get it open because I tried really hard there.
Oh, yeah, all right.
That was fun. I'm so glad I made that macro. All right. For anybody that doesn't know, yeah, I made a beautiful. I customized the butter knife for our friend Gabriel here because he grabbed the wrong weapon as he ran out of the house. Jenya, you probably give this Gabriel guy a strange look and then push him aside, and you walk up to the security panel, and you need to roll me a security check to unlock that.
9.
A 9. You fiddle with it a little bit, and you see the little red light sort of flicker, and you're not sure if it's going to work, and then it slides over to green, and the lock disconnects, and the door slowly moves a bit, opens up.
Ooh, nice.
Open up that grate,
Yes.
and behind there is a beautiful mint condition laser rifle.
Nice.
Beautiful.
I guess I'm gonna.
That is
take
it's a laser weapon, and it is a long range weapon as well. It is really good at distance.
Oh, okay.
It's a good thing
you
I
can put it up close if you
loosened
need it, but you can shoot.
Well, I have my sword for up close.
That's true.
Yeah.
So yes,
Right, I can take that.
just write down that you have a laser rifle. I don't know, somewhere, and I don't know if there's a spot for that on your character sheet. I guess maybe just add weapon and just write in laser rifle. We'll fill in the stats.
Yeah.
And then so that's, you look around, and other than that, this room looks quite barren.
No. Crap
like
armor,
a
isn't it?
Sorry.
Sorry?
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know if
I
it was,
just said it was a crap armory. I was very
crap.
unimpressed.
yeah, not a whole lot in here, huh?
They had all the weapons. Maybe that's how they got their weapons in the first place.
True.
They might have all been in here, yeah, because there was a pretty, like, they were quite well armed. So they probably had them stashed in here when they weren't using them. But for whatever reason, they just decided, to carry them with them as they walked around the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm hungry, so I've gone to the crew quarters. How do I check if it's food?
All right, well, roll me a perception check as you kind of like work your way through this room.
Okay, and I'm looking for food, but if I find other things as well, that
You're right.
That's
well,
fine. Yeah.
As you walk into the room, the first thing you notice is 2 dead bodies floating in the room.
Nice.
They look like there is, like globules of blood floating in the room as well. They're just kind of like slowly moving. There is, like, obviously the crew quarters, the beds, all that kind of stuff, some crates and things. And as you kind of like, are you going to try and like get around them, like to go looking through the crates and things, or are you?
No, I'm just going to run into these globules. No, can I check what these globules are?
You're pretty sure they're blood.
Okay.
Give it a taste, be sure.
Do you want to take a look at the bodies, or?
Yeah, I've been put off my food. I'm not hungry anymore. I'm just going to have a look around the room. So I'm going to check these bodies first.
All right. So yeah, make me a quick medicine check.
Whoop, that was the wrong thing. Medicine. There we go.
Okay. So with a 9, you kind of quickly go over them. Now they're not wearing spacesuits or anything like that. They're just in their normal flight suits and things of that nature. Like they do have REM locks attached to them, so if the room was depressurized, they would be able to survive for a couple of minutes before they need to get to a new source of oxygen. But you do notice it looks like one of them looks like he's been shot with a bunch of kinetic bullets, quite heavily. and the other one looks like he was hit with an energy weapon of sorts, and a pretty powerful one. Like one of his legs looks like it's almost completely disconnected from his body.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just like Ed's. I've seen this before.
That's right, straight in the buttock.
Yeah, based on my knowledge of what happened to Ed, this looks like the people that we were just fighting did this to the original crew.
Yeah, you get the sense that maybe that.
So they target arse cheeks.
That's how they operate.
They're the arse cheek bandits. Yeah.
Wow. Get out of my head.
Yeah. I imagine that if Jenya or Henry enter this room with you at some point and you point this out, they would very easily confirm that, yeah, this is definitely done by like a beam laser or a weapon of that nature, something that has that kind of power.
Okay. Is there anything else in the room?
You search around. Maybe you're a little distracted by the bodies, but you don't seem to find anything else. There's no food, obvious locations, nothing like that. You do remember, though, that it seemed like there was a stockpile of food in that room where the guys were sleeping.
Yeah.
Right. So they just took everything, left the globules for this room.
Well, they left the people that were probably creating the globules. They left a globule factory.
Oh.
So what
Anyway,
other
yeah,
rooms
okay.
were there?
Engineering and the
could see?
bridge.
There was the bridge,
think-
the engineering, and a cargo bay.
Cargo. Okay.
Cargo bay.
Have you been
Oh,
to the
should
weapon
we?
locker and the crew quarters?
Yeah. Should we check out the cargo bay because that's what we're here to do?
That was a big part of the mission, wasn't it?
I thought we were just here to steal their weapons and equipment.
Yeah, I did get a bit distracted.
Rip off arms,
Yeah.
standard stuff.
Are detectives allowed to just take other people's weapons and just say, this is
Yeah.
ours now?
Well,
So weapons.
There's no one
ask
here
about arms.
who owns
Like,
them anymore.
You would know, based on regulations, that generally speaking, you are expected to report all your findings, turn in everything that's discovered. Like all of your gear is issued to you by the station anyway, right? But that doesn't mean that people don't decide not to report things from time to time.
Like, for example,
really
we're
depends
probably not going to report the fact
they
that
get
Ed
caught.
disemboweled someone.
Yeah.
some things it's water under the bridge.
Neutralize the hostiles.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Posing a threat to the public. I just finished that threat.
The public on this ship.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Could have been like a battering ram or something.
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
we're going to go to cargo.
Yeah,
Cargo bay.
Yeah.
I think
So does that mean we have to perceive things again?
so.
Do some perceiving.
Yes. Anybody that goes there, feel free to roll a perception.
I've done some bad perceiving. I've fucking bumbled around in my space suit.
Yes, you're having a real hard time with that spacesuit. You're really not getting the feel for it. Yeah, so
got a 9.
like a pretty bad roll for the spacesuit man. We have Lyric and Spidey both roll 9s. That's really nice. I'm assuming that Ed is then not looking. He's frozen. So he's just entranced by this room as he walks in. It's beautiful. But between Spidey and Lyric, you guys see that you kind of start going through this room, and these are massive cargo bays. This is a Type 6 transport, and this is like the primary cargo bays for this ship. As you walk in here, low 2, you realize that these cargo bays, like, they go all the way down to the level below as well, right? These cargo bays weren't accessible by that lower deck, but these things, like, they're just huge. It's probably 60% of the hull of the ship are these cargo bays, and they are stacked from like top to bottom with crates. You guys start working your way through them, and you start noticing at first that there is just crate after crate after crate after crate of these computer chips. But you feel like maybe you lucked upon a couple of crates here, but you open up a couple. Like there's no way that you're going to be able to go through everything in here without spending like hours and hours, maybe days. So it's probably best to get a crew to kind of like sift for all this stuff. But as you're going through a few boxes and spot checking, you find a box. You open it up, and it's nicely packed with chips on the top. And as you pull it apart, you find just more of these big bags of blue, blue crystals, powder inside of these bags, packed in real nice and tight, and then also all of the chips laid on top, right? Kind of like in their packaging as well, but kind of like all stacked to make it look like that's what's in here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So do you guys want to look around in here anymore, or just try and get the ship back to the station?
That was going to be.
Yeah.
I think our best bet is we got to check out the bridge for sure and see what's going on up there, and then from there figure
go back to engineering and make Ed when he gets out of his trance.
Well, see, I think he just decided that as everybody else is like, there's no way that we can search all these boxes. He's like, no, I can do it, and he just goes for it.
So, Ed, welcome back.
Sorry.
Just so you know, you've just been searching crates for like an hour while we've just been sat around.
God, what's the bloody time? How long have I been gone?
Okay, so
all right.
Did you find anything else? Did Ed find anything else doing his intensive search?
Well, yes. Well, Ed is intensively searching for more. Roll me a perception check. Everybody else, you've just left him in there. Like you can't be bothered. Where are you going? It takes him a while, but he finds a box. He opens this box up. He moves some computer chips aside, and he finds bags of blue powder underneath. And he feels victorious.
Well done. You found what we found.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right,
now finding two crates like this, you feel like there's probably more of these, but they're scattered around. A lot of the crates are just computer chips, and you've now found two different crates that seem to be computer chips on the top, and then these just lines of like bags and bags of this blue powder underneath it. So it looks like randomly scattered throughout here, there's a bunch of these boxes that have been filled. Although you do realize now that you found two of these, you've picked out that looks like these two boxes also have what looks like a small little blue smiley face drawn on one of the corners of the boxes. It's very small.
To expand its cooling symbol.
So these little smiley faces would probably show which crates have the powder in them, I would assume.
But
it makes sense.
So the location consistent where the smiley face is on the crates?
Sorry, what do you mean?
Like is where that little blue smiley face is it in the same spot and on every crate? Or is it
it's like all of the crates are just square, right?
Yeah.
And it looks like just in the bottom right hand corner on these crates there is a little blue. Looks like somebody just did it with like a pen or something, right? Just a little blue smiley face, and it's hard to spot, right? Like the fact that you guys noticed them, and now you've seen a on too. And as you quickly spot check around, like. You can at this point you can very easily see like you have to look around the base of a bunch of them and you don't see these little smiley faces, and eventually you come across one more and you just find another smiley face on there. You open it up and same thing, there's just bags and bags of the stuff in it. And the way that it's like as far as like where on the box, like it doesn't, you're not sure if that matters at all, because inside the box it looks like it's just filled from side to side to side up to about halfway, and then on top they pack computer chips.
Because I'm just curious if there's a box with a frowny angry face on it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So far you found 3 boxes with these smiley faces, and so far they've all been blue smiley faces.
Okay.
Okay.
In case one has the frowny face that has the secret thing on it that they're looking for.
There's a secret thing.
Right. You do.
Treasure.
Yeah, you remember that in the other room there was a words written in blood that said, "Where did you hide it, Lucius?" And then there was a smiley, like a sad face drawn in blood beside that. So you're not sure maybe what the significance of that is, or if it's just somebody being sad.
So can I have a quick look around the cargo bay and see if there are any other like symbols drawn on any of the crates or like walls or anything like that?
Like around in the cargo bay area here?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, like these rooms are massive. So it's like if you want to do an intensive search, it's going to take a serious amount of time. But like a quick spot check, you don't see anything like that. Like there's no like obvious writing on the walls. You've found 3 of these crates, but like I said, like they're stacked.
Yeah,
heaps and
heaps.
Way up.
Yeah.
Like obviously there's no gravity, so you can kind of float and like look along the lines, right? But then there's also like, crates that are stacked with these boxes, and you'd have to like move boxes to like, if you were looking for the smiley face, you'd have to like move boxes maybe to look at all sides. Right? Like like this place, it's huge, and they're just stacked all the way from the floor to the ceiling in lines all the way down. You feel like these types of ships, they're loaded by machines, right?
Yeah, like this is that point to move a lot of stuff.
We can always get other people to do it when we report the ship back. So.
Yeah.
You feel like you know what you're looking for sure.
Okay. Bridge then, or engineering?
Yeah.
We can go to the
Yeah.
bridge.
Happy to go to the
Probably
bridge.
should make sure there's no one trying to fly the ship.
Yeah.
Well, we're in it. Feel the engine spool up.
Yeah. All of a sudden, over the PA, you hear FSD drive activated.
They fixed it.
Oh.
Yeah, kidding. So you work your way up to the bridge. This is right by where you guys actually came out, where the ladders are, and you go up. You can open up the door, no problem. And inside, once again, you see looks like 2 bodies in here, kind of floating. They look inert. There is blood floating in the air, like again globules, like the little circle pellets, 0G style, floating around in here. One of them looks like he is like in a regular flight suit, and the other one looks like his suit is a little bit different than everybody else's, and it does have kind of like it's like looks a little fancier. It's got like a bit of a different design to it. Some running lines and stuff down the arms. It looks a little fancier, a little different.
How
Can I,
decomposed
go
are
up?
these bodies?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Apple, what was that?
How decomposed are these bodies?
Your medicine guy can go take a look if you'd like.
that
You
makes
are
sense.
in
Medicine
0G,
man.
so like rigor mortis and all that kind of stuff isn't going to set in the same way that it would on a planet with oxygen and stuff. But they are like you could. Oh, wait a
You
minute.
could tell how long ago.
Never mind. You're not in space. You are in a fully oxygenated environment. So never mind. It would be normal in here. They're just floating in 0G. My bad. And sorry, Jenny, what were you doing?
I was gonna have a look at the fancy flight suit and see if there's any like writing on it or like
Right.
like
Yeah.
logos and stuff.
Okay, so yeah, you move up. So you go up to take a closer look at the fancier flight suit. When you get there, you notice that this person has their neck cut open from one side to the
Oh.
other. And it looks like it looks real bad. You don't see any like insignias or logos or anything on his suit. But you get the sense that like this is the only like of everybody that you've seen. This is the one that looks different than the rest. So if you get the feeling that maybe this was whoever was in charge, maybe the commander of sorts. That medicine check of a 7, you kind of go up and you start looking at the bodies, and obviously Jenya points out the cut throat, but as you look over the other guy, you see that there is a hole right through his head that looks like it was made by an energy weapon. It's clean through, right through from one side to the other. and they both look like you've seen a few bodies now in the different rooms, and you get the sense that these people probably all died around the same time, right? So you feel like that, yeah, somebody kind of came through and one by one took care of these people. One thing that's a little odd to you, though, is that it doesn't look like there's any like sign of struggle, right? Like it doesn't look like you don't see like broken fingernails or like any like doesn't look like there's any kind of like a struggle. There's these people don't have their weapons out; they're still in their holsters. Same with the people in the other room.
So what I conclude from that is
attack.
they wanted it.
Ooh.
Kill me! Kill me!
Just didn't want to put up a fight.
Or it might have been an inside job.
That's also a possibility.
Go ways.
Like, what was his name? That guy who reported the ship.
Commander Ackerman.
No, that's the guy you saved.
We saved him. Richard
We
Yin.
have a thing. Yeah.
Richard Yin.
He might have been involved in this
He's
if
very
he
clean.
was
He-
part of this crew.
Yeah, he sounds like a big dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck him. Yeah. Yeah, if it's inside job, there has to be a lot of people involved in it, like to coordinate all of this to go off at the same time.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be quiet.
You can't like your medicine check. You don't know that everybody died at exactly the same moment, right? But you do know that they all died around the same time.
Yeah, but surely the sound like would have alerted enough people to start a frenzy on the ship, and I don't know how the sound works, but is there any like time of death that we
In
can?
space,
Like,
nobody can hear you scream.
can we determine how long they've been dead, roughly?
Yeah, like so far, like going through all of the bodies so far, you get the sense that this probably happened. I don't know, maybe within the last 12 to 48 hours.
So definitely not like
So-
10 years.
No. So
Pretty recent.
it fits
Yeah.
our Richard timeline then. For him, that's interesting.
And
Okay.
maybe if we hadn't, we as a team, not pointing at anyone individually, but if we hadn't messed around for so long in the police station before we started, they might still all be alive.
Wow. Oh god. Okay. All right. Fucking hell.
I feel a little bit targeted.
Yeah.
Well, there's only
You do
one
have
of us that
access
has
to
a
the
radiant
bridge
light
computers
above
and
their
everything
desk.
at this point. I just point that out.
Oh, we can check the logs.
Is there cameras?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Jenny,
All right.
I think I cut you off there. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just making fun of Gabriel for putting a new light above his desk and then
Yes.
telling us that we wasted time.
I agree. That was totally worth bringing back up. I'm glad I asked.
All right. So we're checking the computers
Yep.
in the bridge now, right?
All right. So somebody can give me
No. Give me a go first. I think I'm the best.
Okay,
at it.
yeah, you can go first.
computer
Yeah,
or navigation. Either of those are applicable skills at this point.
Okay. So I've pushed in front
Yeah.
again to show that I'm.
You're the boss.
Yeah.
We get it.
So I've
You fumble through the computer and you roll a 6, which is actually a 5 because of your fumbly spacesuit. And believe it or not, that's exactly what you needed. I would have preferred if you rolled a 5 and then got a 4 because that would have been funnier. But yeah, no, you fumble through the system, you almost miss it, but you find the flight, basically the flight logs, and you do notice that, which is very odd, that it looks like there is only a single entry, which is where this probably the last place the ship was, but it looks like everything beyond that has been deleted. There is a single record. Because normally, right, like you would have like the full log of where this thing has been, as far as you know, right, this thing was registered with a company 10 years ago. Like this ship is old. It's been around for a long time. The fact that there's a single flight record in here seems odd. And it is showing coordinates for a planet in the Perk-Winos system.
famous.
Which is spelt Perkwunos. So I don't know if I'm pronouncing that properly, but Perkwunos is how I'm going to say it.
And does that mean anything to us? Like, what do we know about that?
You can you can do a quick check from your like risk comms and stuff on like where the location of that system is. It doesn't sound familiar. Actually, anybody go ahead and roll me a culture or no, it's not cultural law. It is planetary systems, I believe, is the skill. So it'd be an intelligence, planetary systems.
Planetary.
Does anyone have?
I'm not very smart.
Me either. I'm a dumb minor.
All right. Well,
both legally and career-wise.
Got a 5.
I got a 7. Also, I think we should have someone else who knows what they're doing with computers check the computers.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
That's just my out of character.
While you guys are all looking at each other, going, Perkwunos.
Yeah. Back on the computer.
Jenya heads back over.
I rolled a 7. Does that mean I know what that means?
I got a 9. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so we have a 9 on the computer check, and then we have, I think the highest roll is a 7 on the planetary knowledge.
Yeah.
So you remember that there definitely is a system called Perkwunos, and it is fairly close to the system. You feel like maybe just a single jump away from here. From what you can remember about the system, it is like what's the word I'm looking for? Like barren, like nobody lives there.
Uninhabited.
And that's where the ship came from, is what
this ship
found out.
The last record in the log is it comes. There is a record that it landed on a planet 7 of the Perkwunos system.
Is there a date on that log?
That date looks like it was yesterday.
Maybe that's where they're producing whatever this is.
Extra check. Find anything else? Did I
on the computer? Yeah. So you pour through the logs, and your check definitely keys you in on the fact that it looks like that the entire system was purged just before it before that log record was logged. So wherever this thing was, the entire system was purged. Then they took off, and so like there's there's nothing else. The only record, the only information that you guys have is anything that, from that point on, is in the systems, but everything before that has been purged. But I mean, from that point, and they don't look like they have, like, you look through the system, and normally, like a ship like this too, there'd be cameras in the cargo bays, there'd be surveillance equipment and stuff like that, right? There'd be all kinds of stuff, like especially on a trading ship, right? You want to secure your stuff, but it looks like there are no cameras on the ship. There are no surveillance equipment on the ship. It's all been like, that stock Type 7s come with all that stuff. So somebody has purposely removed them.
So
I don't know.
Just because they're removed doesn't mean the footage doesn't exist potentially. Can we look for that somehow?
Maybe in engineering, there's like some computer banks.
And I don't know if spaceships are the same as planes, but is there like a black box or anything that records like the bridge or anything like that?
Yes, you would know that they're like all ships are equipped with a black box and an emergency beacon. So if a ship explodes or like some kind of danger, right, that would be left behind with the flight recording data, and generally like sending off like a distress ping for people to come and help. Again, that probably would be located in engineering.
Okay.
Is that where we're going to go?
Yeah, let's head to engineering. If there's nothing else.
Oh, you don't want to just leave now?
Yeah, no, we're done. Yeah, we did our job. That's it. We're out.
All right.
Was there anything else in that room? In the bridge? Anything else? No,
it was a fairly standard bridge. There was the 2 bodies obviously floating around. Both of them had laser pistols like in their sidearm like pouch, right? And they were like in their pouch. They weren't removed. The clasp wasn't detached, all that kind of stuff. But other than that, yeah, no, it just looked like a fairly standard abridged, and not a whole lot of like extra stuff going on in there. Generally speaking, you know that most bridges are pretty kept pretty clean.
Yeah. All right, to engineering.
All right. So who is walking in first?
What was it?
I don't like the question.
Don't think about it. Just answer.
Plum Muffin. Let's send him in.
He didn't make it up.
He's downstairs. Can dogs climb ladders?
He's recharged. Like you've healed him up, and he's recharging on his like bay or whatever right now.
Okay. All right.
Sadly, he is unavailable at the moment. But you feel that you could, you'll be able to take him with you before you leave.
Okay.
I guess it would be me because during this.
Yeah, you've been pushing in front of
pushing
everyone.
in front.
There's been an established pattern.
So I've entered first.
So the man in the spacesuit pushes past again, opens the engineering door, and you look around, and this place is a mess. It is torn apart. There are pieces of electronics that have been ripped off of their paneling. There is what looks like an arcing stream of electricity that is on not too much of a pattern to it, but there is an arc stream of electricity that is jutting, arcing across the center of the the corridor area that you need to go down through center of engineering, and so there's a piece that's flashing, and then arcs, right, big electrical charges going across, pretty nasty looking. They fade and then they come back, and they fade and they come back. It looks pretty nasty and dangerous. You get the feeling that that's the main power core, the main power generator, and it's arcing between maybe the power distributor or some other key piece of electronics back there. The room is extremely unsafe. You do see what looks like a bot. There is bodies in this room as well. There is one body kind of floating in the middle of the room. One body. There's just one body kind of floating in the middle of this room. He is past that electrical arcing of the equipment. Basically, if you want to go in here at all, it looks really dangerous. Maybe there's a way to disable this. Maybe there's a way to get through. If you're, agile enough, you can kind of sneak through. But yeah, if you want to get in here at all, you're gonna have to either deal with this arc, or you're gonna have to try and get around it.
Ed,
can we turn the power
fix
off?
It. All of it.
Oh yes, I fix it. No?
I fix it.
Is that it?
That's how you play these games.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a repair roll to see if you know where you need to go to fix this situation.
There you are. I apologize for the snoring in the background. It's the dog, not just some random stranger.
Can I also make a repair roll? My repair isn't great, but better than nothing. No, same thing.
2 7s. Yeah. So the two of you kind of pull Gabriel back by his spacesuit out of the doorway. Kind of plop him behind you guys. Then you kind of both walk up to the door, maybe head on either side, just kind of peeks in, looks through the room. You're looking around. There's arcing electricity, all this kind of stuff. You probably look at each other we should just push them in. And then you look around and you realize that you probably can disable this. You're going to need to get to the power generator, and you have to get to a panel, sadly, on the other side of this arc. But if you get over there, you might be able to jimmy it and disable it, turn it off.
Okay.
You do think that by doing so, you're probably going to turn off the power to the ship as well. To turn this off, you're going to have to disable the power generator. But it will stop this arc, and it will stop all the danger in this room. The life support will probably last for a good 10 minutes after the power generator goes off. But it will be on a bit of a timer at that point. Unless you can fix it better and then turn it all back on, right? But
so I have an idea that is just crazy enough in my work.
Right.
What if we were to essentially find like a pipe or like a crate lid or something and jam it between the walls so it's touching both sides, so it controls where that arc is going. So instead of it arcing through open air, it's like we just stick a conductor there to conduct it straight across and then crawl under the conductor, so we're not as in danger crossing.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. So you're going to try and find... okay. Why don't you...
At this point, the adrenaline has worn off for me, and I've gone back to being my strategically cowardly self, and I've left the room so that I don't get volunteered for this job.
Gotcha. You can either roll me, let's say, science, or you can roll me MacGyvering.
I have neat.
I just made that one up. There's no MacGyvering skill.
Shame.
Yeah, so I'd say science. Like for this one, you probably need a decent science roll to make sure that you know exactly how to set this up in a way that, or if you want to go repair, because just of your understanding of electronics, but it'll be a more difficult roll with repair.
I explain this all to Gabriel and hope that he figures it out.
Sometimes, right?
All right, so I've got to use my science to work out if this is possible.
A good conductor.
I will let Kincaid aid. So roll me a dice, and if you get better than 50%, then Gabriel can get a +1 to his roll.
Cool. Just a D20.
I'm gonna need it.
Or no.
So yeah, no.
Oh boy.
So just you need to just roll your science with your bonus then. Oh, is that a 1 as well?
Yeah, I rolled a 1, which is a 4, and then Spidey rolled that 1.
That didn't help you at all. So you look at the situation and you pick up what you're sure is a piece of conductive metal, and you say, "Yep, I got it. If you plug this in right there, you're set." And he turns with absolute confidence to the three of you as he hands you the pipe.
I'll do it.
You're gonna do it?
I'll do it. Hell yeah! I have confidence in his confidence.
So you grab the rod.
Oh yeah. No, I wasn't doing that, but yes, I grabbed the rod. But...
All right, and you go to place it.
Yes.
All right, roll me an athletics check.
A what check?
Athletics check, please.
Okay.
Sorry, did you want to do something before you did this?
Do we want to... I have some basic knowledge of how electricity works. Should we turn it off before he puts the rod in?
I'm
because
confident.
No, because the electricity will go
He said he's confident.
through the rod and
Are you
into
wearing this,
him.
dude? I trust the guy in the suit.
Yeah, he said he's confident. Like,
All
I
right.
think we just got to do it. Like,
All
Well,
right.
one thing
I'm
you do
gonna say that I
remember
warned you
though.
and I'm gonna leave the room.
Yep, you warned him and left the room. As you leave the room, though, you do remember that the way to turn this thing off is on the other side of the arc. And this whole cockamamie idea was to see if you could find a way to cause that electrical arc to be a predictable arc that then you can crawl under, right? But your warning is still stands as Ed reaches out with the rod to place it into the machine. And how is that? Roll me that athletics check, please.
I have. It's done well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
look
really
at that! You got a natural 10.
Yeah,
So you place this, like you stab it into the spot where.
Good.
Well, the whole idea here is you're hoping that like this would cause the electricity
Yes.
to come.
It sounds great. Sorry.
So you launch this, like you stab this thing in hard with all of the force that you have at your disposal, and as you do that, it works.
Oh hell, it worked.
But electricity,
Confidence breeds confidence, my friend. Holy crap!
and Jenya's warning goes through your head just as quick as the electricity does. And but your quick reflexes, you let go and push yourself away from this thing as fast as you humanly can. Roll me a d10. Just a straight d10.
See if you're
No
fast.
bonus or anything? Just
Bottom
a D10?
left-hand corner, just hit the d10 button, no bonus.
Boom. There it is.
Okay. Because of your excellent athletics roll,
Oh, yes.
you only take 3 points of damage instead of 6.
It's got a little.
You say that like you're being kind.
If you're concerned, then you can take the full 6 if you want.
Thank you very much for the 3. Oh,
So I guess your new title is Faster Than Electricity. And
yeah.
Foster, Faster Than Electricity.
Almost faster than electricity. Because he's still
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you take 3 points of endurance damage as you push yourself off of this, and you're still feeling the tingles through your body as you like. You're just like, oh my, like you're feeling.
In hindsight, having 15 health and deciding to do this may not have been my most brilliant idea.
That did cross my mind when you said
the
suggested.
confidence was just so extraordinary that I was just like enthralled.
So as you see this, Gabriel, what do you say?
Oh, Jenya, you're up.
Oh, God.
You're the sneaky one. You can crawl under that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Also, well done, Ed. But
Thanks.
We keep going.
Thanks, man. Love you.
Yeah, I thought your response was going to be, see, I told you it would work.
Just beads of sweat on his face in the suit.
All right, but yeah, there is now what looks like a predictable arc, kind of like pulling it like almost like a lightning rod, right? It's still doing the pulsating whole 9 yards, but every time it seems to come out, it goes back to that spot, the closest point where the electricity can arc to.
Mm-hmm.
Legendary.
So yeah, if somebody wants to try and crawl underneath this now, it's going to be a much easier check to get through.
I think Jenya should be the one that crawls.
So what's the plan? What are we doing?
You crawl under and turn it off. I assume there's just a big button on the other side that says turn off electricity.
It's going to require a repair check to turn it off. You're going to have to fumble with the equipment. Yeah, if your repair isn't the greatest, you might be able to do the whole, should I cut the green wire, should I cut the red wire, over the, yelling back and forth to Henry, asking him, like, this is what I see, what should I do? What do I pull? Right, you can do that if you want. I'll let him aid you, but you're still using your repair, and you might get a bonus from him if he rolls a 5 or better on a 6 or better on a D10.
Well, I'm feeling a little bit guilty because Ed got shocked from my original plan. So, me being a strong leading character, I will myself go through and see if I can repair what's going on. Because I have a little bit of repair, and I'm pretty athletic, so I can give it a shot.
Okay.
But aren't you partially made of metal? And you'll be.
Yeah, I was a bit worried.
I wasn't going to think about it. I was just going to. I'll leave the spare arm with you just to reduce the amount of metal on my person.
I thought you were going to do like a Terminator thing as you like reach out with the arm and pull yourself through.
So now that I've got the arm, while he's doing that, can I go back and prove that I could have opened the door back in the
the armory?
Nobody's stopping you. You're at the back of the line. They can't stop you.
No, I'll wait. I'll wait and watch this.
Yeah. So far, it's been quite a good light show.
Yeah.
It's like watching Tesla coils go off.
Yeah. All right.
Hey,
so go for it. Roll me an athletics check, but I am going to, I don't know what your bonus is, but -1 off your bonus because you are a metal man.
Okay.
Although you did do well with this.
No.
Oh God! What did you? So that was a natural 1 plus your 3 minus your 1 is a 2. You start crawling through underneath this. Jenya, you definitely are very concerned about the situation based on your previous comments. Roll me a perception check.
Perception.
Yeah, you don't You don't notice what's about to happen quick enough. I was gonna give you a chance to pull him out, but but you don't really like. You turn back. You're watching spacesuit behind you, like holding this arm, thinking about running off and using it as a hammer, and you're like trying to stop him from being an idiot. You turn back and you look back into the room just as Henry is kind of like trying to crawl under, and it just so happens that as he's crawling, he's arching his back up a little bit too high. The electricity skirts over top, and it, I guess it goes over. Him and his metal's a little bit closer than that rod is, and it arcs right down into him. Roll me a d10.
Got it. 7.
Yeah, that's in this point. There's no dodging this. Sadly, you get 7 points of endurance damage, but you do make it to the other side.
That's okay. I have plenty of endurance. One of the benefits of being a metal man.
Actually, roll me a cyber check too, please.
Ooh, got to keep that arm working. That's not bad. 6.
6, you're fine. You do feel the electricity surge through your system.
Yep.
All of your do you have the eye implant?
Do. That would have been bad.
So this all surges through your system. You notice that your like HUD display, it flickers, it shuts down, and you scramble to the other side. Your arm's a little bit limp. You kind of pull yourself through. You're heavy, so it's hard. But you get to the other side, and just as you kind of like pull off to the other side, you realize that your eye starts to flicker again, and the HUD comes back up, and your arm, you get control of it again, and you're like,
up again.
Full batteries. That was close. You're feeling a little concerned about that electricity. If you feel like a little bit worse off, that might have been a full-on like EMP result on you, which could have been bad. So you get to the other side though, and you have access to that panel, and you're far enough away from the arcing that you don't have to worry about it at the moment.
All right, so I think the game.
So everybody else runs through now, right?
Huh? Yeah, everyone.
Run at it.
Yep. So I think what I'm gonna try to do is shut it down, and then Ed and I can try to fix it so it's not arcing anymore, so we can fire everything back up, so we don't have to worry about using our RAM lock, or so we don't end up on that too much of a timer, life support wise.
I think at this point, Gabriel's like, I'm fine.
Yeah, he's in this. He planned for this.
Part of me wants everything to go bad so that I can say, I told you so, you should have worn your spacesuit.
Roll me that repair check.
All right. Not fantastic, but not awful. But the way I've been rolling, it might be 4.
4. Total of 4. You mess with it a little bit. You feel like you're not exactly sure. This is a type 7. You've worked on some type 6s. They're pretty similar, right? And so you kind of like twist some things, you pull some stuff. Your arm surges because of the electricity still kind of latent in your system, and you kind of rip out a panel by accident. But it shuts it down.
Nice.
But it's going to be a lot harder to turn it back on.
Okay.
So you got what you wanted with the cost.
Cool.
Okay. So you two are gonna try and repair it properly.
Yeah.
So while they're doing that, can I like look around the room?
Yes, you can. It is much darker in here now.
Yeah.
All of the main lighting has shut down. All the power is turned off. The emergency lighting has turned on, so it's kind of like that like that red glow, right, as those lights come on. And it is a lot dimmer, but you can still look around. Like they're meant for people to actually do work in an emergency, right? So they're not. Yeah. It's not like you're fumbling around or anything, but they draw a lot less electricity, and you're working off reserve power now, batteries, and you're not exactly sure how much. Actually, no, you would have when you went through the computer system before. You had a pretty decent computer check, so I'll say that you definitely saw that there was a good 15 minutes of reserve power on this ship. So you have 15 minutes. It's counting down now. Sorry. So what else did you want to do? Were you heading for the body or?
What this is the engineering room. So
Yep.
what does that mean? What's in here?
Oh yeah, so I mean, this is like, yeah, you're looking through here, and I don't know how familiar a character is with actual like the build of ships and things of that nature. You just use them as a utility. Like what is your repair skill?
Yeah, I don't. Just 10.
10, yeah. So you have a pretty passive, like pretty basic knowledge of machinery in spaceships, but you do know that the engine room generally houses things like the power core, things like the power distributor, which is the thing that actually moves the power all around the ship to all the different components.
Yeah.
You feel that the FSD must be in here somewhere. You're not exactly sure where it is or what it looks like, but that's the component that was busted, right? That is not allowing the ship to go into hyperdrive.
Yeah. Oh, and would like the black box recorder sort of thing be in here?
Yeah, it'll be in here somewhere, but you're not exactly sure where they stick that. You also know that those things are generally well protected, right? Like they won't be exposed. They'll be like put away somewhere, core, and because like if the whole ship explodes around it, right? They want it to be, they want it to survive.
I can bash my way in.
There's no need to. Into
Start
where?
hammering at things, just at the walls.
Oh, we don't know where that is.
Yeah, but once we work that out, I'll just hit it until it opens and shares secrets.
So, are you saying that a Type 7 is actually a pinata in disguise?
Oh.
A reverse pinata. You bash away from the inside edge.
The inside, yeah. It's inside the computer.
Am I able to ask Ed how likely it is to be able to repair this ship with the parts that we found downstairs?
Oh yeah.
I'll say that. So who has the best repair? Is it Ed and
it's Ed. Ed has a lot better than I do.
Yeah, I've got good
repair. But you have a decent repair, right?
I have a +2.
+2, yeah. So between the two of you, if you guys want to work together on this, it'll take you a little while to kind of like assess the damage, figure out what you need, and can you just replace some parts, or is this going to be a way bigger job than 15 minutes? It'll take you several, like a couple of minutes to just make that assessment. But once again, Henry, I'll let you roll. You get a 6 or better, you aid. That will allow Ed to get a +1 to his roll. Then you roll your repair check with or without his aid, depending on his roll. While that's happening, what are the two of you doing, Jenya and Gabriel?
I don't know.
I don't know. Can I take that blue stuff, the blue powder, back to my ship and run it through that scan thing to work out what that is?
Yeah, so you're gonna. I'm assuming like you were the doctor. You were investigating a lot of the stuff. I'll assume you have one of those on you already.
Yeah,
maybe
I've
in a spacesuit fanny pack, right?
Yeah, I've got one in my evidence pack and one for my take-home pack that no one else knows about.
Right. Oh, perfect. Okay, so you've got 2 bags. One secured away in a special place, and one for evidence lock. Gotcha. Yeah. So you're making your way back. So you got to go like back down to the lower deck, get into the dock, right? That lets you back up through to the ships. I don't remember where you were in the daisy chain. You got to like work your way through to get to your ship, and then you're gonna try and start an analysis. Are you gonna leave your spacesuit on while you do this, or are you gonna like? Because you can close off your ship, right?
Yeah, well, I guess I get out of my spacesuit, get back into my ship, run the scans, and then I'll get back into my spacesuit when I leave.
Okay. So this whole thing is going to take you a bit of time, right? Like getting in and out of spacesuits takes some time. Running a scan, you're going to have to wait. Like I don't know if you're waiting for the results, but even just getting it set up and like you're in 0G, so there's like a bit of a process to this. So you're going to making your way back to do this. Jenya, what are you up to?
I don't know exactly. Because I want to search the room for anything of interest, clues.
Clues. Okay, so just roll me a general perception check then.
Yeah. Okay.
As you kind of like fumble around the room, maybe you're being a bit cautious just in case the power, there's still some latent power and that stupid electricity arcs. But yeah.
I got a 3.
Okay. So our engineer team it looks like Spidey did not aid.
I didn't.
And Apple actually rolled a pretty decent roll. So as maybe Kincaid is trying to give you some help, you just look at him. You're like, where did you learn how to fix a ship? Like, stop! And then you kind of like dive in. It's like, and then you pick up the piece that he like busted off with his cybernetic arm, and he's like, and you're like, that's gonna complicate matters. And you keep looking through, and you kind of like working your way through the system, looking at stuff, checking things off. You pull out your comm panel, and you're looking up some schematics, right? And you're looking through this thing. You're making like a checklist of these are the parts we need. And these are the repairs we're going to have to do, right? So you're quickly like pulling that together. Jenya, as you look around the room, obviously the body is right there. It's pretty obvious. You kind of like quickly look at this guy. It's a man. Like as you pull him around, you realize it is a dude. He is like kind of floating in the middle of the room, and you notice that his throat is actually torn right out, like the voice box, everything is just ripped out. You're like, oh my god, that's pretty nasty. You do notice as you fumble around on him, you do find a notebook that is kind of like stashed in one of his pockets. You pull that out, and you see it's a handheld comm unit that's in a little pocket. And you open it up, and it is locked. Like it's under lock and key, you might say. So you're going to need a security check to open it up.
Security, good. 8.
Nice. So you bypass the security on this thing. Who uses 1234 as their password these days? I mean, come on. And sorry, Spaceballs joke. And you open it up, and you look through, and you notice that there's a few records in here. There's not a whole lot of information on this. You get the impression based on like everything you've seen so far, right? Like the computers in the bridge wiped clean right before they left. Not a lot of logs, the removal of the cameras, and now looking through this guy's log, and there's not a lot of information in here. But you do notice that there is a log in here that definitely confirms that this guy, while whoever's in the bridge might have been like, say, the captain or something of that nature, this guy looks like he was the one that was in charge. And he had some notes in here about picking up, and you will see in here there is a bit more information about the cargo. And the cargo, I click on this, edit this, and then show to in players journals, all players. You will see that it has the proper cargo manifest for the ship.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And it shows that there are 150 tons of computer components, not 202, and 52 tons of experimental chemicals is what they're labeled.
Oh. And that's it? There's nothing else.
There also is a log that states that they picked this up on a planet 7 in the Perquinos system.
Okay.
So you now have 2 pieces of information that confirm that this ship came from that location.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you also know that the ship loaded the cargo there.
Yeah.
Do we want to, before anything else major happens, do we want to take a quick break?
Oh, wow. Yes. I'm really good at that. Is the music's up too. So why don't we throw on some music for the listeners, and we will flip over to the break, and we will be back in what, like, we normally do about 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right. Back in 10. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello. Welcome back. We're not dead yet. Well, some of us are electrocuted, but we're not. Two of us are actually electrocuted.
Yeah, that's true.
But yes, so welcome back, everybody. Last we left our intrepid police officers, detectives even. We had Boris heading back to his spaceship to do an analysis of this weird blue powder. He is currently Yeah,
Mhm.
he's currently in his ship. He's shut all the doors, and he's currently taking his time, removing his giant spacesuit and hanging it up nicely in his ship, getting ready to go do an analysis. We've got Jenya, who is poring over this dead body, trying to find information that they don't know. And we do find, mood lighting turns on, right, in the background as she finds
that's the emergency lighting.
That's the emergency lighting. And we find her looking through this data panel that she's hacked into, learning the proper manifest of the cargo bay, and confirming the location of where this cargo was loaded, the seventh planet in a system called Perquinos. And then we have our two engineers of sorts trying to figure out if they can repair this power generator. And Kincaid maybe being less helpful than
in Henry's defense. He's used to working on ancient mining equipment, so usually it's percussive maintenance more than anything.
Nice. Yes. So Ed quickly puts together a list of the parts that he needs and the repairs that will have to be done. He surmises, especially because of the damage that has been done to this when Kincaid managed to turn it off, which was required, or else nobody would be getting here in the first place, that you have a chance, but it's going to be difficult. You feel the parts are probably down in that room. You've made a list. So the two of you, if you want, can head down there, grab the parts, come back up, and then try and do a repair job. At this point, you've got maybe 10 to 12 minutes left to make the repairs. You're going to have one shot at this, and then the life support is going to run out, and you're going to be on your 5-minute final leftover from your remlock. And at that point, it's probably time to get back to the ship, unless you really want to push it. But that's up to you.
Yeah, no, I think we should definitely try that, right?
Yep. But I can carry a lot of shit too, because I'm both strong and partially a robot.
Yep, you'd definitely be able to help. Although things are a lot lighter in 0G.
That too. Just push it in the right direction.
But yeah, so I'll say that by the time it takes Ed and Gabriel to go down, grab the parts that they need, you can even find like a little crate or something that you can like pile this stuff in, a little hatch on the top, because obviously people are used to working like this in space, and then you can take that back to the engineering room and get started on your repairs. At this point, Gabriel, you are well into the analysis of this drug. Of this blue powder.
unknown substance.
Unknown substance, kind of chemical something or other. So I need you to roll me a science or a medicine check as you do this. I need, once again, Henry, you can do a aid roll, and Ed, you can do a repair roll. Okay. And Jenya, is there anything else you would like to do while this is all happening?
I don't know.
Yeah. Like you do know that you need to report back with the captain at some point, but maybe you want the results of the analysis before you do that. It's up to you.
Actually, yeah, I might. Yeah, I'll I guess call the captain, or like report back. That we made it to the ship. There were hostiles.
So are you just recording a message and then sending it, or do you want to have a live conversation with her?
Who knows?
We could all be on the comms at the same time, can't we? We can all call them at once. Big group call.
Yeah, you'll need to initiate the call from somebody's spaceship. So since Gabriel's there, you can do that. Like Gabriel could initiate the call if you want, and then you could link all of you into the circuit.
So while we're working, and Jenny is just sort of pacing back and forward.
Okay,
right, so
you're going to make a live call to
the
captain?
To your captain.
Yeah.
With everyone else, which means I've got to press a button, don't I? And that button makes a sound.
Yeah, you have to press your comms button.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
All right. So hi. Is that how this works? Have they picked up?
All right. Yeah. So you guys are all you're all on this like you're doing a party line, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
What
I'm
do I
assuming
want to
that
unlock?
there are probably the sounds of grunting from the two people trying to repair the system and like talking about like things, right? Maybe
Can
swearing
you
when something doesn't
mute
go their
your
way.
mics, please?
Gabriel, you're pretty like intent on your analysis, so it's probably unless you want to be completely distracted in your communications, maybe Jenya should do the talking
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
because otherwise it'll slow you down in your analysis.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the comm link opens. You get the dispatcher at the police department, and the wonderful bright nose that you heard the first thing in the morning. Oh,
Hi.
Oh.
Sorry, you're talking.
Yeah.
Ignore me.
Yeah, you're meant to be working.
Yeah, I'm working.
No, what the hell are
Okay.
you working on?
What kind of science
who
is
is
that?
this? This is a dedicated police line. You can't no prank calls on this line. And she hangs up.
No. Oh, can you patch us through to the captain, please?
There's a dead line. She hung up on you.
Oh. All right, I'll redial.
Good.
This
Good
time I
work,
won't say
Gabriel.
anything. All right, I'm
Line picks up.
redialing, which means I got to press the button again. I just want to hear the button again.
Oh yeah, right. You gotta hit the button. There we go. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah. So the line opens and you hear Salis Primus Police Department. How can I direct your call?
Hi, this is Jenya and our crew that was investigating the Aurora. Can you put us through to the captain?
Captain, because we don't know her name.
Delgardo, I think it was her. The Captain
Okay,
Delgardo.
Captain Delgado.
Captain Delgardo. It's like, what is this regarding? This is an active case. What is your badge number? And I'm assuming you give her that, and she then connects you through.
69, of course.
As soon as Delgardo hears that you guys are calling in, the line picks up immediately, right? And you can hear the anticipation in her voice. It's like, what did you find?
All right. Well, we're at the ship. We're currently trying to repair it to bring it back to the station. We encountered some hostiles. They've been eliminated.
Hostiles, you say? What kind of hostiles?
Yeah. They seemed piratey, I guess.
That's a technical term that us detectives are using these days, is it? I have to remember. I'll jot that down, the new lingo.
The crew, the original crew.
Bandanas, tricorn hats.
Skull and crossbone.
Yeah, pirate.
On their forehead.
The original crew looks like it was murdered, killed.
Really?
Yeah, and like quite, like there's no struggle.
Yeah,
So
they wanted
we'd-
it, probably.
No.
Yeah, we think they wanted it.
Yeah, it's
No.
Gabriel's expert doctor opinion is that they clearly wanted it.
All right. So you're telling me that you boarded the ship, and
Yep.
then you met with resistance from a couple of individuals that you dispatched, and then you
Yep.
found other individuals on the ship that looked like they were, they were already killed.
Yes.
You feel that this was done by the people that you first encountered in the ship, or by another party?
We're not sure.
Well, one of them had injuries
Big
that
laser.
looked like,
Yeah.
well, both the weapons and also the claw. The claw guy.
Oh yeah,
It
there was a
looked
guy
like-
with a claw.
There's a claw.
Yeah,
claw
there was a
guy.
guy with a claw. Yeah, and it
And a
looked
robot
like
dog.
Cyborg. You mean like
Oh, yeah.
I'm paid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it looked like one of the original crew was killed by a claw and ripped out his throat.
Yeah.
So that
Like,
seems
so
like a
the claw
claw
was
kind
moving
of
on
thing.
its own?
No,
No,
the claw
the claw
is
guy.
part of a guy.
Oh.
Yeah, although the claw
makes
is
sense.
moving on its own now because we've pulled it off. It's a whole separate story. So
Okay, I don't need to know.
Yeah, none of this is really relevant. Yeah.
You just told our
Gabriel.
boss. Hold on. We just told our fucking boss that we
Gabriel,
just
you hear in the background.
I've had an idea.
Ding.
And then you realize that that's the sound of your analysis system finishing its analysis.
Oh, just in time, everyone. I'll get the popcorn out of the microwave, but I've also seen that we
found a chemical
machine is done. Yeah, we found
blue powder on the ship that was disguised as microchips, like computer parts. And Gabriel has been analyzing
powder as microchips.
No, like just hidden underneath. Sorry, that was bad phrasing.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. I thought you were saying that they'd shape the powder into microchips.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right. So, what do I find? How do I find out what's on this? I'm trying to read the analysis.
On your screen, as the analysis comes up. What was your science check? Let me look over here. You got a 5.
Great. Yeah.
So you are looking at this. And it's coming up. It's a situation. You know that this is definitely a narcotic of some sort. It is extremely potent, probably maybe even lethal or not, but on the edge of that as far as ingesting this. But so far you're unable to discern anything more kind of like deeper than that from the results.
Okay.
You might need the full lab back at the police department to get a proper analysis of this, but you're definitely sure that this is narcotics. That this is a drug of some sort. There's components in here that people
found.
Yeah. So can I just say I just reported what you just said to the captain, so I don't have to repeat it.
Yeah. So she says, she's like, so this blue substance, some sort of narcotic that they're hiding in these containers, on a ship that was registered to a company that went out of business 10 years ago, that has ties to some sort of a drug smuggling organization that we don't have any proof of. Interesting.
We've got into the logs of the ship, and it came yesterday. It came from a planet that I know the name of, and I'm going to tell you it.
In the system of Perquinos, planet number 7. That's in the system. Yep. All right. So you relay this information to her, and she's like, "Oh, so we know where the ship came from."
Yeah, but all the other logs from the ship were deleted, and we can't.
All right.
Restore them.
I want the 4 of you.
Yep.
To head to that planet right now. We have. We might be able to catch them by surprise. This is obviously their ship. They've obviously misplaced it. Something real interesting has happened on the ship. I don't know exactly what. But did you
couldn't tell from the description?
Why? But did you tell? I was just curious. Did you tell her about the the veins and the crazy looks of these guys? When you
No, I thought I would get that sort of information back from the analysis, but we didn't. So I thought that was going to be part of the symptoms. But okay, I'll tell her that. I've told her about the veins and I've interrupted things saying, "Are blue veins irrelevant to this?"
Oh, that's beautiful. All right, so she's like, she takes this all. There's a long pause. Yeah,
I've had a revelation. The people that we killed, the hostiles, they could have been crew that took the drug and went a bit mad. So please no one take any of it.
That actually checks out. The rumors about Black Swan, if this is Black Swan, if this is related to them somehow, and I'm getting the feeling it is.
Yeah. And that might be why there was no struggle, because they
have paid their crew in their own drugs.
Kill each other.
Interesting. I think you might be on something there.
And because there's no other ship around here, so those other people,
Yeah,
Where would they have come from?
right. And
Well,
now
my theory was they were hiding underneath the drugs in the crates, and they sprung out and attacked people. But I don't think that. No.
All right. Interesting. All right. Well, here. I need the four of you, while we may still be able to get the drop on this crew, before they realize that the ship has come under mutiny of sorts. It seems like.
Are you guys going to come and get the ship?
Yeah,
Because
I
it can't fly.
will dispatch a crew right now to come pick this ship up. We'll go through it with fine tooth comb. We're going to bring it back to the station here. Keep it under lock and key. But as soon as we do that,
something else hidden on the ship
it might leak, right? So I need you guys to get there as fast as we can.
There might be a secret thing on the ship. We don't know.
Yeah, if there is, we'll find it. I'll put my best investigators on it. For sure.
I thought we were
You
your
guys
best investigators.
Yeah.
You guys are my best
Wait,
detectives.
yeah, we not your best investigators.
Okay,
Oh, I'm talking about the CSI crew. The ones
right.
that go through and the ones that like to
Anyway,
do
we're actually on quite time. We're pressed for time. We might need to wrap this call up
right now.
Oh wait, we're going to Planet 7.
Yes,
that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
And what do we do when we get there?
On there? Well, I want you to. Where did the ship come from? What's going on there? If you can find a way to get evidence as to who these people are, is it Black Swan? Can you prove that? If you can, then I'll call in the cavalry. We'll send in the full weight of the police department.
Don't go in guns blazing. Just so everyone on this call can hear, we're not going in guns blazing.
They realize that the jig is up. Who knows what they'll do?
We're just getting information, right?
Do whatever is necessary. You are unlocked for lethal force.
That's everything in our belts.
I will stress that
Captain.
I will stress that I agree that Jenya might have the correct original approach, but if things go belly up, you are free.
Oh
to
yeah,
use
yeah, of course.
Is required.
Yeah, that's fair. All right.
Okay.
Bye. Thanks.
But I cannot stress enough. You need to find evidence that proves that this is Black Swan and that they are doing these illegal acts. Without that, I do not have the authority to send people from this system to another system.
Yes. We'll take good pictures. All right.
All right. Thank you. And she ends the call.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's why in movies I don't say goodbye, because it's always awkward.
Beautiful.
Right.
All right.
So I think what we should do is ignore the captain.
I agree.
And then we should fix this ship if it can be fixed so that it's workable.
Yeah.
And then we pretend to be the crew. We go in.
Say the same thing.
Yeah. We'll be undercover.
Something similar.
Yeah. We'll be undercover detectives. And we'll go in. We've even got a cyborg. We can pretend that he's the they won't know left from right. They won't realize he's come back with a different claw on the other side.
Yeah. And like all the crew is still here, we can put their their suits on.
Is that what you're going to say? We're going to wear their faces?
Push them again.
No.
We could puppeteer them in like video calls.
No.
When we make a call.
Yeah. All right.
Really, really old movie, Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
But
I
for all
remember
this to
Weekend
work,
Bernie's too, where all you needed was music.
So we have to find out first whether we can actually fly this ship.
Yeah.
Right. And at this point,
how are you guys going with the repair?
And it looks like Kincaid did aid this time. He was helpful in the repairs. And Ed managed to get a 13 on his own, but a 14 with the aid. You, like, as this call is going on, you manage to find the right parts. You start plugging them back in. You make a quick repair, hooking stuff back up, bypassing the system that Kincaid ripped out. And then all of a sudden, you wait for a moment. You're like, shit. and then the lights start coming on. Boom, 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 boom.
Clearly, they didn't need that original system if you can just bypass it. So I don't think I
That'd be
did
where
that
the
bad
arc
of a
was coming
job.
from.
Might have been just a junction of wires that needed to be routed.
Yeah. Don't need any of that crap.
Yeah,
Slowing us down.
You managed to get the power going in the ship. You do know that the system is in rough shape, right? So while space travel is relatively easy on a ship like this, a planetary landing might be tricky, but might be doable. You do still need to get the drive up and running again, though, if you want to use it against your captain's orders.
Well, so this is just
to do whatever you want. Honestly,
this is
do whatever you want.
Yeah, this is an in-universe question.
Yep.
How does it work if we've got our ship's human centipeded off the back of this, and we jump? Will they jump with it because they're attached, or do we have to get them into the cargo bay?
So multiple answers for you on this one. You cannot be docked to a ship when you go into Super Cruise. They will be ripped off and probably take serious damage if they're not destroyed.
Okay, because we definitely still want our ships, I assume.
Yeah.
So and obviously nobody can have shields up while this is happening too, right? So that is a part of the problem. The second point would be that shit. I had a second point.
Whether we can put them in the cargo bay and
cargo bay. That's what it was. Thank you. This ship is not equipped with a bay that can take spacecraft of this size. So while this is a large ship, it is fitted for cargo. And you do know that there are ships out there that can actually load ships the size of a Viper in it, but they are massive. They're like carriers. They're big ships that you need. So this ship is not able to actually carry the ships. But you do, if you would you can have somebody pilot this, and then you could take three people could take their Vipers, and you'd have to leave one behind. Or you could have two people on the ship and two could, whatever combination you want. But
is it possible to leave the Viper behind? So to autopilot one of the ships and have it fly along with so we could take all 4 ships. And
that is not standard operating gear for spacecraft. There are some autopilot stuff, but it's used purely for docking and leaving spaceports. One thing so this is a lore universe question, is this universe has outlawed artificial intelligence centuries ago because there was a uprising, according to lore. And ever since then, the technology has been completely banned and outlawed across all 3 superpowers. They all agree to this. So there are some pretty sophisticated computers, right? But there are not true artificial intelligences, and the intelligence required to navigate through light speeds and things of that nature is not within the capacity of the machines that are allowed to be built. Now, that doesn't mean that people don't do it anyway, but as far as you guys are concerned, it doesn't exist.
Okay.
So I think we should give up on the Trojan horse idea. It's a good idea, but I don't think we're going to make it. Plus, if we get into a fight on the way, because there's already guys looking for this ship. So if
it might be just a big beacon.
Well, I'll leave my ship behind and just pile into Ed's then, and then we can just fly off.
Then we're going to lose all our evidence too. That's the other thing.
Yeah, that's all the evidence. We need all this to go back to the station.
Can we jettison all the evidence and just leave it floating in space here?
Here's an idea.
With a note, a sticky note on it saying we board the ship.
Yeah. Well, if we put all the evidence into one of our ships and leave that ship
There's
here.
There's a lot, though, isn't there?
I don't think we have a lot of cargo space.
We could get a sampling of everything. But that's supposed to find things.
And there might be the secret thing.
Yeah.
I love that the cyborg that wants to rip apart everything it sees is the voice of reason here.
I know a junker when I see it, and this thing is not going to survive very long.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think that might be a lost cause.
All right, so another
It is armed.
idea.
You know it's armed. Like, it does have weapons.
So we can use all 4 of our ships to tow it. And we'll...
Have we got like a big
Oh.
space rope?
Yeah.
Space rope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Special
I'm assuming it's got a space tow bar.
nanotechnology space rope, nanofiber space rope. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yep. All right, so we've got to
You wanna
leave this ship for them.
Hug this ship with space rope. I will say that space rope and ships docked, tethered to it, might be similar in nature.
Yeah,
Okay.
when we do a big like space jump.
You got to realize that when you go from normal space, from relativistic space into super cruise, you are literally going from normal chemical drives to faster than light in a matter of moments, right? So
It's going to rip your space rope.
No, we're not going to go faster than light. We're going to fly there in real time.
Okay, so
100 years later,
Yep. You need a generation ship. Hopefully, there's enough leftover food on this ship that they didn't eat it all. You know, when they're in their
people. We could eat them.
All right, so we can't pretend. Should we at least like bring one of the dead bodies to use as a?
Pretend, but it might not be a good idea. It's up to
We
you.
can at least take their uniforms at the very least. That is a
And
war
then
crime.
the crew that comes and picks up the ship is just going to find a bunch of naked bodies.
And like I say, it is a war crime. But I mean, I'm up for taking the chance. Like I don't have a problem with it.
We'll have to tape over any like police department stuff that's on our ship.
Duct tape across it.
And we'll
I
just
will note-
write on Drugs Anonymous or something. Whatever their... What was it? Black Swan. Not Drugs Anonymous.
So, like, because you believe it or not, your vehicles are issued by the police department, and they actually do say police, like
Yeah,
on the
we're not
side.
going to be very good undercover
So,
there.
like, are you saying that you're gonna like get some spray paint and you're just gonna like write the word "not" in front of police? And then,
All right.
I like it.
Give up
I like
on the undercover thing, and we'll. Is that what we've got to do? We've just got to fly there like normal police.
it's up to you guys. Like, I mean, honestly, all of these options are on the table. I just will, like, if you want to try and Trojan horse your way in, I'm just giving you the bare facts, right? Like, the ship is in trouble, right? So it might have trouble with planetary landings. You do know you're going to a planet, right? It is. You're right. It is a ship that that they are already looking for. You know that because you ran into that pirate crew. Your ships are labeled and as police vehicles, right, and have police transponders and things of that nature. So if you were flying with the craft, right, if they get it close enough to scan you, that might give it away, right? So then now you're dealing with well, should we all just go in this clunker, or do we want to take our combat ships with us, right? So you have those choices. You can make whatever choice you want, but like honestly, all the options are open. You can do whatever you want.
Okay, well, I think someone other than me needs to decide because I definitely want to.
So
I
do
want to be
I.
undercover.
I really want to do that too. I really want to do that. We're divided.
badly.
It's 2 and 2.
So are we going to be undercover, and then they'll just trail behind a fair
They're just
way?
hidden behind.
Yeah.
what's the what are the armaments on this ship?
On the type, so it's a Type 7 transport. It is equipped with. Let's see here. It has like two pulsators, lasers, and a whatchamacallit, multi-cannon. And they're all medium sized, I think. Is that correct? On that? I'll have to double check on exactly the armaments. But I mean, they're not horrible weapons. But you do know that like laser weapons and things of that nature, they do draw a lot of power.
And the power car is not doing too hot.
Yeah.
Well, we're trying to get in without combat.
Yeah,
with this
yeah.
ship. We're trying to
Well, I'm just worried
fly
about
away.
we might
Like,
get picked up
comes to
by
combat.
another group of
Mm.
pirates that are looking for this ship. Because
Yeah,
we already
that's
encountered
right.
one. So
Yeah, if that happens, then I just bail out into one of your ships, and then we just fly away as fast as possible.
and
I
abandon
agree.
all of our evidence.
I don't see any flaws with Gabriel's plan. I think it's flawless.
It's a good plan. I just don't think we're going to be able to get close enough to actually enact it.
Mm.
All right. Well, we've probably spent like a good 20 minutes just
Yeah.
discussing.
Yeah, the
Lewis
cleanup crew's
pistol.
probably already here.
All right.
All right.
I did look it up. It does. So it has. Okay, yeah. So it actually has 4 weapons. They're all small. It has 2 turreted beam lasers and 2 small gimbaled multi-cannons. And the beam lasers, you do know, beam lasers are the most energy-intensive weapons that you can make.
And we don't have much power, so basically it's not going to do much.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we should just get into our Vipers and leave. Is there anything we want to bring with us?
The dog.
Oh, yeah, we got to fit a dog into one of these.
Oh god.
We
How
can,
about the controller? Where the hell is that going to go?
can the dog
Dog
pilot a
pilot?
ship?
Oh,
It
no.
does what it's told to do by the controller.
Who is actually? Yeah, who's gonna bring the dog on their ship? And Henry, would you like to try and jerry rig up a charging station for it?
Would there be a way for me to use the one that's already here? Or I guess it probably wouldn't fit through the dock.
You can cannibalize it for parts, but you're not going to be able to like bring it whole hard in because it's pretty big and it's not going to go through the doors on your ship, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to cannibalize it and then try and jerry rig something together with it.
Sure.
But with your cyber skill and maybe with Ed's repair skill, between the two of you, you can probably sort it out.
Okay, I will roll and see. Oh, not with that one. I've been rolling a lot of ones.
Should I do a repair?
Yeah, go for your repair. Let's see if you can bring this out.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow. Okay. So Apple is able to stop you from catastrophically damaging the parts. There seems to be a trend here. Oh, sorry, Apple. Ed. But yeah, between the two of you, with his pretty freaking awesome roll and your pretty terrible roll, it evens it out, and you're able to jerry rig up something that can recharge it. Like, it's not going to do the full gambit of what this device did. It literally is just going to allow you to recharge it, get it back up full power.
Cool.
And whose ship did you guys put that on?
Probably
Well, Ed
I
has
think
the
Ed's
remote.
Yeah, I've got the
and I think
controller.
Ed's ship is the first in the chain.
That's true
So
too.
Yeah.
I never
Okay.
got an answer to my question.
Well,
Is
good
Ed
question.
able to fly his ship and control the dog, and it can fly this ship?
Yeah, it's an important question. It's a
It
So
is an
The
important
dog
doesn't
question.
can like,
have hands.
yeah, no, it can just
yeah,
smash
but
the
it's
button.
sort of like a joystick, right? You can just grab it with his mouth.
I would like Gabriel to roll me a both. I need 2 rolls from you. 1 is culture and law, and 2
Okay.
is cybernetics.
Is that just cyber?
Yes.
Okay, I've done those 2.
So culture and law, 7 and 12. So you are 100% confident that you would just ask the most ridiculous question you've ever asked in your life.
So you're saying if I rolled worse, then I would have confidently
You would have thought you could do it.
Yeah.
I was nervous for that role. I was so excited to see a dog drive a pilot ship.
oh, no, we could do it because we have the extra arm. We have the extra cyborg arm. We can attach it to the dog.
Attach the arm to the dog.
We can make
It's
the dog
not really
faster,
as smart as
stronger.
a dog, though.
Now I'm just picturing the cleanup crew showing up with us still on the ship, like tinkering with this like
You have an arm
semi-mechanical
coming out of the head of the dog.
like, welding on the arm.
Yeah.
Right.
The other thing that you know is that even to attempt something that you're talking about, you probably would need a full cybernetic laboratory and a extremely well-equipped, completely illegal AI shop.
So what we would probably end up doing is just hacking the dog to bits.
Yeah.
They would turn up and find a dog in pieces with an arm just trying to jam it into this open wound.
Aww.
This is horrible, guys. So I know it's a cat dog, but it's still a living creature.
Okay, let's do it.
Wow.
All right. I've asked a stupid question. I'll go back to analyzing my stuff and wait for you to get back to the ships.
That's awesome. Yeah, so, in conclusion, what is your guys' plan?
I think we're getting into our own Vipers and heading to the whatever system.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a little sad, but I think it's the smart choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if we wanted to end the session real fast,
Yeah, I'll pile in the very already unstable ship and then try to fly.
I guess let me be clear. Like there is a chance that this can succeed, but it would be very difficult, right?
Yeah.
But it's not impossible. But it would be very difficult. All right. So you all scramble back into your ships. You scramble back into your ships. You disconnect one at a time. This doesn't require any skill checks. Like disconnecting and flying away, it's pretty straightforward. You guys all one at a time go click, 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 click. Off you go. The ship. Now that you got the power going, you're more than able to turn on the thrusters, stabilize it, make sure it stays relatively where you leave it, right? And I guess I should ask: are you actually sending the coordinates to the ship? Oh, actually, wait, they already have the coordinates. It's at the same spot that you guys found. So yeah, as long as you don't move it, they'll find it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
now
off you go.
So we're all ready. We've got everything we need. We're just gonna head straight to the planet.
I guess so.
Yep. That's what our orders are.
That is what you are.
There's no way to contact anyone on this uninhabited planet, right? Supposedly.
And that would give us away. Hey, we're coming to your planet.
Yeah, I guess they'd just be
Hey,
like,
you,
quick,
we're from your other ship, but we don't look like you, and we don't have the ship. But we're coming.
But we're coming.
There wasn't any contact details in the ship.
No.
So I couldn't just call back. Okay.
Yeah,
555.
as far as what they left behind, they did seem to be fairly paranoid about only having the information that they absolutely needed to do the mission that they were on, right? You didn't find a lot of things other than that. Obviously something went terribly wrong while they were in flight, but they started off pretty good.
All right, so we're just gonna head off.
Yeah.
All right. So the four of you
we need
Mm-hmm.
we need that, whatever you call those drives. Whenever we do that, we need a sound effect for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we do, don't we? Well, I've got right now, I have 9 choices for you to pick from.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you what they are.
Oh.
Just give me a number.
Why don't we roll for it?
Roll a 1d9.
How do I do that?
Slash R space.
Yeah. That's right. I remember
1d9.
we did this once.
Because this is the most important thing.
You got a 4. That's my sound.
Okay.
No
And you
way.
all- off you go. There was lots of choices in there. That's an interesting choice. I like. But yeah, you all off into Super Cruise. You leave the spot of the Aurora. Right there is that beautiful blue Jovian off in the distance, ringed just nearby. You see the small glimmer, like kind of not as big as obviously is beside my head here. That is a star, but yeah, a small glint of light as you pull away, which you know to be the space station that you guys call home, and you start to fly far enough away from the Jovian to get away from its mass lock, and then and have it not be like in the way of the path that you need to travel to this system. You lock onto the system. Are you all linking up again to be in wing lock?
Yeah.
I don't see why we wouldn't.
Yeah, might as well, right?
Yep. That is standard operating procedure. I just want to make sure, because like the only that obviously it could be good or bad depending on what happens and how you want to handle it, right? So you guys always drop out together if one person drops out. So you all lock up.
So if one of us dies, we all die.
Or you're all there to help each other.
Not
you all lock on to the Perquos system off in the distance. Your nav computers easily find it in the ship's database. You lock on, you engage the frame shift drives, and each of you, one by one, hear the countdown. 3, 2, 1, engage. And then the stars warp and streak this, like, past your vision as it gives you like a cone, almost like a Star Wars style cone of streaked lights past your head around your ship as you boom go into hyperspace. And now the view changes dramatically. There are what look like what only can be described as like clouds of nebulae, but they're all different colors, and they're shimmering and twirling and twisting around your ship and rotating kind of like in a counterclockwise manner as you float through what appears to be like this tunnel surrounded by these crazy multicolored lights that look like clouds, right? And a matter of 30 seconds, so about 30 seconds or so goes by as you guys are flying through this. It's eerie. There's this strange kind of like warping sound and the crumbling feeling of your ship as you're moving through it. And all of a sudden, 30 seconds later, you guys peer right in front of you. There's a giant bluish star. You have just gone you've just gone 10 or so light years from one system to another in a matter of 30 seconds, and you've appeared in another system, the Perquos system. And in front of you is Perquos A, the main planetary system. Does anybody want to do a scan, system scan?
Yes.
Before we do that, I would like to know what the time is. What day it is. I want to know the calendar and my clock reading from my ship.
It is the year 3301, February 21st, 2200 hours. No.
Okay.
I'd say 1500 hours.
Right, because we got up early.
Yeah.
So we spent most of the day. I assume there's like a galactic day that is based on like Earth time.
Intergalactic time. Yes, the galactic time. Obviously, on any planet individually, its day-night cycle will be completely different based on its rotation, its system, its distance from the star, all that kind of stuff. But yeah,
just
the
for
international.
reference, we've spent most of the day doing what we've done so far.
Yeah, maybe I overestimated that a little bit. Maybe let's say it took about, it's about 1 o'clock or so in the afternoon. You probably still have a good.
I'd say we probably spent a good 5 hours just deliberating. So
yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
We can say that. You guys have had a long day. You didn't get a good night's rest. You're starting to feel it, but you're punching through. Second wind. Here we go.
I was going to say, it would have taken us about 3 hours to leave the station, so...
That's not a bad point.
All right. How do we do scans? Are we all just going to scan?
What are we doing?
That would be a system scan.
System.
Oh, actually, sorry. In this case, it will be systems or navigation. You choose.
Navigation.
All right. We have got a 4, an 8. Did everybody roll and I missed them already? Systems. Oh, yeah, I did. 7, 6, 4, 8. All right. So between all of you, 8 would be Lyric. So Lyric has the best understanding of planetary systems. You look around at your display, and it becomes very clear as you scan the system that this is a binary system. there are two stars. The one that you're facing right now is a large blue a large blue B-class star, shimmering right in front of you. Like when you drop in, you go to the largest mass in the system, and it is right in front of you. It's huge and gorgeous and blue and shimmering, and you see like the solar flares bouncing off, and it's just gorgeous. But you also see on your readout that off in the distance, kind of looks even a smaller prick of light than this star right here, in my view. Smaller than that in the distance, and it is a small brown dwarf, a good fair distance off in the distance. And according to your computers, this system has been mapped in the past. There are 7 icy planets, and they orbit Perquis B. So you have to fly off in that direction towards that star. According to your scans and looking through the database from the Galnet database systems as to what people know about the system, there are no material deposits of note in the system. There are no settlements. As far as what you can tell, this system is extremely uninteresting, and it has basically been ignored for hundreds of years.
Okay. But that might not be true because...
Yeah, that's clearly not true because the ship departed from here.
Doing drug things.
Yeah.
Maybe people wanted a system where nobody cared about.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, maybe it's a ruse.
But yeah,
But
so
we gotta
that's
get
kind of what you
that.
pick up.
Yeah, we got to get to planet 7.
Yeah, because what you're reading is what's like in the galactic database about this system. So as far as what's been publicly disclosed and registered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so our scans didn't like show, oh, there's like life somewhere.
Yeah, with the scanners that you guys are equipped with, you don't like. There are specialized scanners for scanning planetary bodies, for getting detailed surface scans, for doing geological surveys, all that kind of stuff. Would be normally put on like science vessels that are exploring new.
So we don't have them.
You don't have that kind of equipment. Yeah,
We've just got Wikipedia.
Wikipedia, and you do have the general's ship scan. So, like, if there was any ships in Super Cruise within the range of your ship when you did that scan, you would definitely have picked those up, and you would see them plotted on your sensors, right? Because when you're in Super Cruise, which you guys are right now, so if somebody was out there doing a scan, they would pick you up. But the fact that you haven't picked them up means that they're also probably not in range, because most ships are pretty standard in their range. You would pick them up as a giant magnetic signal on your.
All
All right.
So we're just going to
Let's
head
head
towards the planet.
planet.
Yep, sounds good.
Does this planet have a name?
Planet 7.
Yeah, again, it's an uninteresting system. Nobody cared enough to name it. It's called Planet.
Well, if no one else has named it, that means it's up for grabs. I'm going to call it Gabriel.
You're going to call it Gabriel.
Very inventive.
I like it. All right. You're gonna are you gonna try and plot a course? So you do know the coordinates of all the planets and the stars and everything in the system based on that scan. Do you want to draw a direct line from where you are to Planet 7 and head straight for it?
Yeah, I don't really want to.
Unless that's through the star or something.
No. Good question. No, it is not directly through the star.
Okay, well, I'm not here to tour.
We're not here for anything else, are we?
Yep.
Or should we, like...
All right.
Times of the essence.
Jenya, what is your tactics skill, Jenya?
Tactics. Oh, where is that? Oh, I've just 10.
Who has the best tactics in the group?
I have a +3.
Plus 3?
Just 1, so it's probably.
I don't know.
Oh no, Ed's a tactical kind of guy.
Tactical genius who's.
It's under intelligence.
Are you a 4 or a 3?
Tactics. I'm a 3 also.
3 as well. Okay, both of you roll. Both of you roll a tactics check.
Oh goodness.
Oh, finally something good on my dice.
You guys both take a thought about this for a second, and you think to yourself, The standard operating procedures of most ships when they drop into a system and they fly directly to their targets, right? Like they go exactly where they want to go, and that's how most people work. If this system does have any people in it that don't want anybody to know about them, they will probably be patrolling the most direct route.
That's a good point.
Okay. So we're gonna sneak in sideways. Sideways.
Sideways.
Kincaid, with that 12, you do know that like it is hard to mask electromagnetic signals, but one surefire way to make sure that people don't detect you on their scans is to skirt close to a star.
Okay.
Ooh.
So there is Perquos B off in the distance. You could try and do a flyby and then head towards. Once you get to the star, you'll be very close, and then you can do like a flyby around it, and then head for 7 from a completely different direction than where A is, where A star is.
Yeah, we can try some sort of slingshot maneuver around the star.
Yeah.
Alternatively, my idea is we all turn around and face the other way, fly backwards, and then they'll think we're leaving.
Genius.
Got him.
Perfect idea.
And then if they do make us, we're faced in the right direction so we can get away quicker.
Yeah.
I mean, two amazing choices. Which one are you going to pick?
I'm all right with the slingshot idea.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys start making your way, kind of like a big kind of. You don't want to go straight, so you're trying to make a bit of a loop towards an arc, I guess, towards the to Perquos. You kind of skirt around the side, and as you're coming around the star, give me another scan check.
Did I do the right one?
What was that? Is
I
that
did the wrong one. Ignore mine.
Systems.
I'm so bad at rolling the
is that
right
systems or navigation?
thing. Either. I think.
Either. In this case, it's systems. Yeah. In this case.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh wow!
Ignore my first roll.
All right. So Boris with the crit on that one. You all did fairly well, though. Actually, we got 10, 12, 11, and 8. So you all are fairly like. I mean, this is probably pretty tense at this point, right? You're trying to sneak in, try not to be spotted. You're all being very careful, watching your devices. But Boris, you with that crit, you pick up on the edge of your radar what looks like 3 signals that look like the signals of ships in Super Cruise, and they appear like they're right on the edge of your scope, and they're flying away from 7 towards the A star. You feel fairly confident that with your current position at the star, that they will not be able to pick you up, and if you had flown directly there, they more than definitely would have found you.
Okay, so we're being sneaky.
yeah, we're doing good sneaking.
And we know that this planet is busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Stuff
3 craft or 3 signals you've picked up, so you know that there's at
Either
least
that
3 craft.
or that's all of them. That's all of them they've just left, and we're going to get there and it's going to be empty.
Perfect. So yeah, then I'm assuming you wait until you feel that they're kind of like out of sensor range, and then you head for 7.
Yeah.
All right.
We just got to remember that they're there on our way back after we leave.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys head towards Perquos 7, and where is the? Here we go. So I'm going to move you all to that map. You will see a star. This is not obviously Perquos A. This is the reddish dwarf that you guys are currently flying around. When you get into this system, I need to now go to. Actually, I can kill that thing. Command. Ugh, my fingers aren't that long. Sorry, actually, it looks like I have just the wrong picture up. This is the star that you are currently I need to probably flip so everybody can see this. There we go. If I now bring up this image, it is... This is the brown dwarf that you guys just flew around.
Ooh.
That's cool.
And as you kind of make your way around this star and you head towards Perquis 7, you come across this planet. A very barren, icy planet. It looks like it has maybe the very lightest of atmosphere as you see the wisps of small little atmospheric storms on the planet's surface. But your basic scans, you can't do basic scans for this here, but your computer information that talks about, because this system has been surveyed in the past, and it has almost no atmosphere. It is very light. So you will not be able to breathe without a spacesuit on the surface on this planet. The gravity on this planet is also quite low. So you'll be walking around like you're on the moon, and that's an interesting song.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it is. Let's go to music. Let's go to the next one. I don't know what's next, but we'll do that. So you guys approach this planet. You have evaded these ships that flew away. You managed to get close to the system. You can now do a scan, knowing that there might be something on this planet. You can try and do a bit of a fly around and do a basic. Your ships are equipped with some basic scanners that might be able to pick up energy sources or large metallic objects, things of that nature on the planet's surface. So at this point, we will have you. Let me just double check my notes. I roll a quick system scan. Ooh, nice. Got an 11 in there.
Yeah.
Is that everybody? Did I? Oh, yep. I see something else too. Good point. So yeah, you guys managed to land down on the planet, sorry, not land on the planet, but I'll just throw that up. But that's what the surface of the planet looks like. As you guys do a quick system scan, you do notice that there are kind of 4 points that pop up on your display. There are all different size and intensity. There is one small, tiny registering metallic source on the planet that has an oddly high energy source. It's a very tiny metallic source with a high energy, but it's a very, very, very tiny source. And then you see another spot on the planet that looks like it's a bit larger than that. Not too crazy is the power-wise. I got that backwards. The smaller one had a large signal source. The tiny one was just something small. And then you have 2 other sources on the planet, like a medium-sized blip on your radar, and then a very large blip. Looks like a serious metal structure or a high energy source. There's 4 different kind of spots on the planet, and they're all pretty closely clumped together on the surface. You know that you could obviously just fly directly for these things. If there is any, they will have, if they are actual people there and systems and all that kind of stuff, they will have ways to detect incoming vessels, all that kind of stuff. But you do know that you are also equipped with this little buggy you see on the screen. You each have an SRV equipped in the bay of your ship. You could land outside of the range of any possible scanning for what you would know to be the general scanning range of any kind of human source. And then you could, under the radar, drive in and check these places out, because most planetary systems and most things are looking for stuff coming from the sky, especially and picking up small little buggies like this going across the landscape. They would have to have some pretty serious specialized gear to pick you up before you're pretty much on top of them. So you have the choice of basically just barreling in on these spots or landing at a distance and kind of picking a source and driving up to them one at a time and seeing what's going on. And this might be a good place to call it for the night
Yeah.
or day, depending on where you live.
I just for the record, I'm fine with 2 of us go barreling in on our ships and the other 2 sneak in with the
Okay.
distraction. That
Well,
will be
so that-
on.
Oh,
Yeah.
Now that we
Although they
know,
probably
we should,
will just be
go,
burning all the
we should
evidence.
go back and get the original ship, repair it, Trojan horse it, come
Hell
back,
yeah.
help
Now
that
that's the
troll
plan.
again, because now we know where they are,
Yeah,
and then bring that in.
that's the plan.
All right, this adventure is going to take another 6 weeks.
Well, you guys are on Perquist 7 now. You found 4 little dots of sources. You can decide where you want to go next, and depending on where you choose and what you find, it could go very quickly at this point, or it can go slower.
All right. Well,
We are getting close to
the-
the what do you want to call it, the climax, the crescendo.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that does sound like a good setup for the next session.
yeah.
All right. Well, then we'll see you all next time. Thank you for watching. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
All right. See you in a week. I will flip to this thing, and I'll say send.